Good day, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Come on in, sit on down. Gotta get my microphone adjusted. Hope everyone's doing all right. Control. Hope your weekend's going well. Sounds like you're a bit tired, but hanging in there. Me too. Me too. Autumn__. You doing all right? Sounds like you've been pretty busy. Also, Axel. I know that feeling. It's not a great feeling, but I promise the algorithm's gonna pick it up. It's gonna happen. It might take a little bit of time. I've had it happen many, many times where I've got just a handful of views for the first, honestly, for the first, I think it was like for the first 3 days for a few of my devlogs. It would have like, you know, just a couple of views, and it took a little bit of time, but eventually got picked up, so I believe it's gonna get picked up. It's gonna happen. Also, I feel like, there we go. There we go. Okay. Had the gain on the microphone just a little bit too loud. Should be better now. Let's see, the Grand Shark, welcome. Glad you're here. Cool Man Chill, glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Quote a Sushi Sochi song. The algorithm hates hard work. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So we're going to jump into things. And yeah, we're going to see if we can get as much done tonight as possible. So first and foremost, if you remember from last week, it was a great week last week. We were having some issues where when you were pulling up the obelisk, the chalice, whatever we will eventually call it, we were having some issues with when you were attuning to it, actually having it show, whoops, sorry, I accidentally minimized the game for me. Oh my gosh, actually that reminds me. Hold up. Hold everything. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Alright, that's too long. So basically give me 8 seconds. Totally forgot to pull up the little guys. So anyway, yes, so like I was saying, remember from last week, we were having some issues when you were attuning to the chalice. Oh my gosh, I'm adjusting the wrong thing. Room 52, when you were tuning to the chalice, actually having it show where the mini boss was. I know we would kind of gone over what we wanted to do. One of the things that I kind of thought we should do is, you know, you would attune and it would say like, oh, head north, head south, head east, or whatever like that. But the issue was trying to actually take into account the actual direction, you know, because it's like if you were, and let me just hide the chat really quick. Where the freak is my chat? There we go. If you, you know, let's say for example, you know, you're here in this square right here, and let's say the mini boss is to the new room right up here. It would just say head north, because you would know you need to head north. But you couldn't technically head north because there's no door here. And so you couldn't just head north. So you'd have to like still make your way to it. So it really wasn't going to be that great at all. So then we kind of decided, we were like, well, what if we just reveal the room? Then we were running into issues with it just not showing the room properly, and ran into so many freaking weird issues with that, where it was like showing other rooms, or it was showing the room but on the wrong image layer, or just anything and everything that could have gone wrong was going wrong. So not great stuff there. So like I said, I was gonna look into it off stream, which I did, and I finally think that I got it working. I don't know. I was testing it, and it did have one weird bug, and I think I fixed the bug, but I guess we'll find out. So if we do attune to obelisk, it should reveal, there we go. That is where, we still need to change the text, because it still says, you know, head north, but we're not supposed to head north. But it'll reveal it, so it's down here. That's where the mini boss should be. So if we head down that way, should give us like a good general, well, that was a straight shot. And there we go, that's where the mini boss is. So, good times. Something we are probably going to eventually add, it's going to take a bit of work, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it based on the limited amount of image layers, but the plan is to eventually get it to where, like, if you go into a room and if there's an item in here, if you leave the room on the minimap, I want to show some kind of icon of like, this is where an item is, or this is where an enemy is. Hello, welcome. Glad you're here. So that's a good way to announce your entrance is with a random sound. Welcome. But yeah, so showing on the minimap if you've left behind items, if there's monsters still left to fight, and then of course marking on the map where the mini boss room is and where the exit sigil chalice thing is. So, anywho, yeah, so I will just really quickly go over what was done to get to that point. Also, what the freak happened? Gotta pull that back up. Okay, so basically, what I ended up doing. Also, let's see what we got going on here. Axel says, I hope so. I put a lot of work into these songs. Now, to be fair, I do only make the music for me. I make the music I want to hear, but I also like entertaining people. So getting low views means people don't enjoy it, thus meaning I'm not entertaining people at this time. Yeah, and it's never easy to see a low number. Like, trust me, bro. Trust me. It's not a good feeling at all. But I feel like you do have the right mindset, which is you shouldn't be... I mean, it's twofold, right? Because you don't want to be making something just for the benefit of others, because if others aren't benefiting from it, then it can be really easy to just get disheartened if the numbers are low. But yeah, so long as you have that mindset of like, I'm making it for myself, and then I'm uploading it for other people to enjoy, you know, you're still gonna have that the pain points of feeling like, great, I put all this time and effort into it, and then I uploaded it, and I think, as you said, it's got like 4 views right now. But again, it will take time. You know, the algorithm, as much of a pain as it can be sometimes, it does take time. I actually watched a video recently, and they were talking about different content on your channel. Mostly because I was wanting to see how having like if you have a channel built up around, say, for example, game development stuff, how changing your video content, like the genre of your videos, how that can affect your channel. And they were going into all like the different ways the algorithm works, and you know, because the understanding is that like if you have a bunch of different types of content on your channel that aren't specific to that channel, like say for example, you know, if I were to start uploading how-tos on how to make cookies, you know, like chances are people that are subscribed to my channel on YouTube are not going to want to come to my channel to watch how-tos of how to make cookies. And so the reason why I was looking into it is because I was like, what if I were to start uploading gameplay, or you know, what if I was like reviewing certain types of things and stuff like that? I just wanted to see like how it would affect my channel. And they were like, you can do it, but you have to be consistent with that content. And when you start making that content, it's going to take some time for the YouTube algorithm to actually start picking up what you're actually putting on there. They were also saying the exact same thing about having mixed contents. Like if you have music that you're uploading, if you're live streaming gameplay, if you are doing tutorials, if you are doing how-tos, like whatever it is, you have to be consistent in what you're uploading so that the algorithm can know, okay, this is not just a channel that only uploads game dev stuff. This is not just a channel that uploads just gameplay stuff. It also has these 2 or 3 different categories. And so it'll take time as you're uploading that stuff for the algorithm to continue to like be like, okay, this is what's on the channel. This is who I can promote it to. And so, yeah, so you know, it can take a time for the algorithm to be like, okay, this is the kind of content that you're uploading. And so hopefully as you continue to upload and it keeps going, and when I say some time, they said like it can take 6 months or even longer, depending on, you know, how much you're uploading. So hopefully, I'm going to cross my fingers for you. But yeah, hopefully it's just a matter of time before the algorithm's like, okay, this is what we've got. This is who we can suggest it to, and hopefully should be in a better spot. I'm going to keep listening either way. So just keep that in mind. Someone should play sing mode. Absolutely not. Nobody. Let's see. Lazarla, welcome. Glad you're here. I could get it, but I'm saving for the name and credits. That's fair. That's fair. I made it pretty expensive. Let's see. But yeah, Nico, welcome. Glad you're here. I would watch how to make cookies. Well, maybe I'll start uploading some how to make cookies on my channel. We'll see what happens. We'll see how that kind of content goes. I started consistently uploading on Saturday or Sunday. See, that's going to help also a ton. Having that consistent schedule. Because yeah, not only does it help people who are subscribed to your channel know like, oh, I can be expecting a new song every Saturday or every Sunday, but it also helps the algorithm. Oh my gosh, I'm having a rough time already, and we're literally 15 minutes in. Mutation Ivory says, baking or computer cookies? And if the latter, can we get the former? It's a great question. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what happens. Autumn__ says, periodically abuse Moonman time. I will refund the first play a random sound any person does. Well, there we go. Everyone jump on that random sound. Control says, I mean, does low YouTube views really indicate people don't like the content? I genuinely don't know, but wouldn't jump to conclusions on that. And Control has an absolutely fantastic point there. Low views does not necessarily mean that people aren't enjoying the content. It just means that less people have seen the content. What you do want to check for is the, what's it called? Like the, I mean, like you've got watch time, but it is, oh, what is that thing called? Now it's gonna drive me crazy. Let me pull it up. If I come over here to content, go to videos, and we pull up analytics. It is the average percentage viewed. That I feel like is the number that you want to, like the average view duration and the average percentage views. That is probably where you want to be checking for. That's gonna let everybody know, that's gonna let you know when everybody, how long people watched, and roughly about when they're clicking away. So like say for example, with my latest devlog, it is an almost 12-minute video. Oh. And people, seems like people have watched about 21% of it. So just a couple minutes. That is the part that you need to actually like be focused on. So not necessarily the views, because you know, like I can go back and I can be like, wow, you know, I got 200 views on that. And like, you know, that's over the course of now almost a month, and I still haven't uploaded another one. But, you know, I can look at that and be like, wow, 200 views. But then it's like, oh, but people are also only watching about 2.5 minutes of the actual video. And so that's what I would say you need to focus on. And so if this number is low, then you might be able to more say like, oh, people aren't actually enjoying it. But if this is higher, then you can be like, okay, people are enjoying it. It's just a matter of people need to actually, it needs to get promoted to more people. So, which is where, and I know we've talked about this before, but that is where I would also highly suggest shorts. Because shorts are a really great way to get your content in front of a lot of different eyeballs. And if you just have just a 10-second clip and just clip like you know, what you would consider to be like the best part of the song. It's like the loudest, the most like the fastest pace, like whatever it is, that part of the song, clip that 10 seconds, throw throw whatever artwork or something like that you feel like people would be wanting to pay attention to, and then just be like, here you go, and then link to the song. Could also be an absolutely fantastic way to go. Let's see, Cool Man Chill says absolute dominating. Let's see, wait, what was I saying? What was I reading? As long as one person enjoys it, still keep posting it. See, there we go. Absolutely the correct mindset to have. Click-through rate, yes, and click-through rate is true as well. Retention time, yeah, retention time, whew. Let's see. Average view time of 231 out of 301. See, that is absolutely fantastic. So that honestly means, and chances are, like, if you watched your video for like, you know, a little bit of time and then you clicked away for some reason, I don't know if it takes that into account. But anyway, yeah, so that is a really good average view time. So you're doing great. You're doing absolutely fantastic. I'm not good at stuff like that, sadly. I don't have the time either, and that is understandable. Like, if you don't have the time, that's, you know, you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, it could help the views, maybe. Also, Lazarla, you were never late. We waited for you. We have not done anything until you got here. Mutation Ivory says, yeah, shorts are great. Shorts are good. I agree. They're like little free samplers of your stuff. See? And that is exactly true. Honestly, what you could probably even do, it would be difficult to get the orientation right. But you could even just like screen record from your phone.
Truth or dare. Truth or dare.
Oh no. Wait. You redeemed truth or dare. Truth or dare. Well, which is it? Truth or dare? That's the real question. I'm gonna let you get into that one. I was watching the entire video. That's fair. Your choice. Oh, I get to choose. Oh, I worry that if I did dare... Oh, man. Oh, man! We're gonna do truth. We're gonna do truth. I'm going truth. Anyway, so yeah, might be a little bit difficult to get the orientation right, but you could probably even just start playing your video, screen record it for like, 10 seconds, and then just post that screen recorded part of the video. If you didn't want to have to like edit it down and all that fun stuff. So, could be something you could do. They're asking you to truth or dare. That's true. It's kind of sad that it took me that long to actually realize. I also feel like... Where did I miss it? The Steven said, I love shorts, great for summer. I remember seeing that and I was going to comment on it because that is funny. That is a great dad joke right there. Absolutely fantastic. How dare you follow Moonman on YouTube/Twitch? Wait. I don't know why I read that as how dare you. We dare you to follow Moonman on YouTube/Twitch. That is true. Follow Moonman on YouTube/Twitch. That is the dare to everybody watching who is not following and or subscribed. Alright, Cleric Like a Cat, aka Moon Mum. We're gonna be waiting. We are waiting. Whenever that truth... Wouldn't a truth be just a dare? Just one that you don't have to, like, do an action? You're still being dared to tell a truth. I don't know. Okay, so really quickly, while we're waiting for that, I'm going to just kind of pull up what happened and the way that I actually fixed this. So for anyone who's following along can be ready and take some notes for the test. Truth is a string, dare is a var. All right, the Stevens, you got me there. You got me there. Okay. So, all right. So the way we did this. So I was sitting here. What? You can't change the dare to play the accordion when I said truth.
I dare you to tell us your credit card number, expiration date, and funny 3 numbers on the back.
All right. I'll take the accordion dare. I don't know where the accordion is though. I actually have no idea where it even is. You still haven't set that as a goal, which means that this is a valid dare. It's a good point. It's a good point. You'll go get it? Alright. Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it. If you bring it down here, I'll do it. Just don't judge my mess. My desk is very messy. Alright. Well, before that happens, I am going to, type in a phrase my thingy as a truth. That's fair. Alright, good enough. Alright, so basically the way that I did this. So I realized, I was like, wait. Because right now we have the whole, as you're moving around the map, and it's changing a whole bunch of different variables, and it's, I was like, okay, so I was trying to copy that, but it wasn't working quite right. So I was like, okay, like, how can we actually get this to work and store all the stuff properly and get those, proper positions and all that fun stuff? And then I was like, wait, we had it working in the Yahtzee thing because it was teleporting the player to a different location, and I was like, okay, so how are we doing it there? And then that's when I realized, so if we come down here, let's see, reroll dice, you lose. So this was spawning the monster, and this was teleporting the player. So down in here, this was actually choosing the location to put the player. Don't think so, but we want it. I don't know. My guess is probably not, but maybe. That is a resounding maybe. All right, so then I realized, I was like, wait, right here, we've got this section here, which is getting the players X and Y for the new location. And that is all we need, just this right here. So I was like, okay, we could just take this and then swap out these player X and Y variables and replace them with 2 other different X and Y variables. The mini boss spawn room, that's the X and Y variable. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I have not had caffeine in a hot minute now. I try to avoid it on the weekends, and so I feel like I am just not... I feel like I'm slurring words and all sorts of stuff. So, all right, here we go. So, that is what I did. So I came over here, basically copied and pasted that code, kept what we needed, so just getting the mini-boss X and Y. So basically, we were just setting this variable to equal the mini boss spawn location, and then we were just saying, hey, set the X and the Y based on where that's at, and we were able to set in the X, the Y, and yeah, and then we're good to go there. So Steven says, no coffee. No, I try and avoid it on the weekends just because I have a cup of coffee every morning. And so I'm like, all right, on the weekends, I try not to drink coffee. I try not to drink soda. I fail a lot of the times, but I try. That's the key. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm definitely feeling it. I'm just like, holy crap, I feel so out of it. So I'm gonna apologize. So hopefully it's not too bad. What makes a hot minute? The hot minute is based on the amount of clothing you're wearing in those 60 seconds. The less, the hotter. Jesse, good evening. Welcome. Glad you're here. Saved by the bell. Okay, so that is what we did. That is how we got that working. So we can now attune to the obelisk thing and get the location of the mini boss. Yeah. The movement of the hands. It's true. You can make a pretty hot minute with just a little bit of movement from the hands. Maybe not exactly that movement, but something like that. I think that's quite a difficult restriction. I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, as you can see, it's not doing me any favors. But oh well. It's, I don't know. It's one of those, like, little things that I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna try and be at least slightly healthier, maybe I will try and avoid things like sodas and caffeine and stuff like that on, because here's the thing, on the weekdays, I drink way too much caffeine. It is usually a coffee in the morning, and then by noon, I'm drinking an energy drink of sorts. And probably not great. So, figure, all right, on the weekends, I will try and do my best to not drink as much caffeine. All right, so attune to the obelisk. So here's where we need to update the text itself. I can hear my fate coming down the stairs now. Oh, hello. Thank you. Everyone says they eventually want a Moon Mum reveal. Alright, fair enough. Not right now. She has spoken. Well, thank you. There's the hand. Alright. No, I'm good. Alright, everyone. Ugh. I feel... Oh, thank you. Love you. Oh.
I love you too.
I don't know how well you'd be able to hear that. But she loves you all as well. Alright, I'm gonna put up on the screen just so I don't have people coming in here being like, what the freak is up with this guy? Here we go. We're going to add some text. We're gonna say, temporary accordion time. Please don't leave. There we go. All right, let's set that to center. I'm gonna change this to be like 150. Change it to Vagila 1. All right. Set that to 10. And we're gonna leave the actual code up on the screen so people know that it's gonna be, yeah, that it's gonna be actually coming back to it. Dezo says, did you say mom bring you a suitcase? Subtle hint? No, that was my wife. I promise I am not a basement dwelling, living with my mother streamer. I promise. No, that's my wife, but her nickname is Moon Mom. Since I'm Moon Man, she was then dubbed Moon Mom. So yes, that is, but I appreciate the comment though. Let's see here. All right. Kicking my husband out of the house. No, please don't do it. All right, everybody. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing unboxed. Also, did I spell accordion right? Pretty sure. Let me get this thing open. There we go. This thing is very old. Although I feel like most accordions are very old. Has an accordion been made, like, in recent years. I feel like if you own an accordion, it's got to be an old accordion. All right, everyone. Here we go. So, for anyone who didn't think I actually played the accordion, here it is. Here's my accordion. Let's see if I can make some room. Without getting my head cut off. That's not right. Alright, we're gonna pause the music. Okay, something seems a little bit broken. You hear that? Hopefully. All right. So here we go. Got to full screen this. Be right back, chat. All right, here we go. Like I said, I took lessons when I was like 11. So from like 11 to maybe 12 is when I had lessons. So it's been a very long time. Do not be expecting any kind of like, you know, Weird Al Yankovic kind of stuff. But I can play chords. I can be like. I can do a little bit of some polkas, waltz. Okay, there's definitely something. I think this thing's broken. I don't know. Yeah, you can hear that now. It's broken. Everybody, my accordion's broken. It should not be making that sound. That is very sad. That is very sad. Well, we're gonna see what we can do. Yeah, rip Moon accordion. Okay, well, I'm not even gonna try, because it doesn't seem like it picks up super well, but every now and then you can hear it. Yeah. And it's just playing that note continuously. Well, I'm gonna have to see if I can fix that, because that is tragic. My guess is yep, I don't know. Well, I'm glad that we didn't spend points on that, because whew. A stuck key? That's what I was thinking, but all the keys are fine. So basically on the accordion, it's got like these little levers here where you can kind of switch octaves, and this one feels broken. I might actually have to open this thing up and see why that's broken. One of these days. Anyway, I am so sorry for the hype. I feel like that was a lot of hype for a sad disappointment. Well, yeah, I appreciate you bringing that down. I have no idea what happened to that, because it has literally been sitting in a box for like over a year, and it was working the last time, so who knows? Who knows? All right, well, gonna have to find an accordion repair shop, or learn necromancy to find and revive an accordion repair person. I feel like necromancy is probably gonna be the way we have to go. It's not exactly a very common instrument, and I feel like people that actually know how to operate on them, repair them, would might be dead now. Might be dead. Anyway, so I apologize for that long build up to then nothingness. Very sad. I have no idea what's going on with it, but oh well. One of these days. All right, I will continue this dare when I can actually figure out how to get that thing fixed. I promise it's gonna happen. I promise. Maybe some glue just aged badly. That is I could see that. I could see that. Because again, like, it's when I press the button, it just feels like there's supposed to be a good click to it, and it feels kind of mushy. So I feel like there's just must be something like in the way on the inside though. I might even be able to just like shake it, and maybe it'll be fine. Anyway, you found a repair shop near us? Bugs have died inside? It could just be a bug. Could just be a bug. That's kind of surprising. There's an accordion repair shop close. I would not expect that at all. Well, I'll DM Weird Al. I'm sure he knows a guy. I mean, he probably is the guy. He probably knows how to fix his accordion, so... But anyway, all right. Okay, let's see. Did I miss any chats that were not related to, unfortunately, the accordion? Just making sure. Just making sure. I know I see a song request, but maybe next time. Get your requests in for next time. I can't promise that I'll be able to play it, but maybe next time. Loki says, good evening. Well, just said evening, but I added the good. Good evening, Loki. Glad you're here. You just missed the absolute horrendous sadness that was me attempting to play the accordion, but then not being able to because it's broken. So, I guess you really didn't miss much. You just missed about 5 minutes of hype and then nothing. Absolutely tragic. I can understand if some of you want to unfollow now. I could understand that. It was in its case in our guest room, so I hope no bugs. The repair shop is in our state's capital. Oh! That is not close. That is not close at all. That's like over an hour away. I'm not driving an hour. I'll just bust that thing open myself and figure it out. I'll bring down our daughter's instruments instead. There we go. Yeah, I'll just play that.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Axel Benedict's Hourly Fun Facts.
Oh boy.
Since we were on topic, necromancy is a war crime. It's considered desecration of a corpse. In fact, most forms of magic is illegal, like weather-based magic is against altering the natural weather patterns of earth and fire, and water magic falls under cruel and unusual punishment.
Good point. It's fair. Would fire magic technically be lighting a match? Kind of magical. You would probably be burned as a witch if you had a strike anywhere match back in like the 1300s. I don't know. Let's see. Moonman had a decision about necromancy in our D&D game this week. That's true. I did. I was gonna try and use it anyway. The Geneva suggestion. It says you missed the epic accordion solo. I mean, yeah. You missed the absolute insane solo that I did. That was like 20 minutes of awesome. Probably the best 20 minutes this stream has ever seen. And you missed it all. Every single second of it. Resurrection spells cost too much glitter anyway. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, all right, what would be a better use for glitter? Resurrection. Vegas. Resurrection, Vegas. I'm thinking Vegas. That's what I'm thinking. All right, here we go. So this says a faint pulse of magical energy flows to the north. We're gonna get rid of that because we do not want to say that because that is not true anymore. We're not going that way. So don't even think about it. And same thing with down or up here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So go through portal. Yeah. There we go.
Glitter for Mark Robber package thiefied.
Oh, Axel. Axel. I gotta bump those things up to dimes. You're getting a little bit too, I don't know. We need the fun facts for the 5 cents. But I do like that. Glitter for Mark Robber package. All right, on second thought, never mind. We're gonna leave it at 5 cents. All right. Okay, we're gonna focus. As soon as I get through this. You do realize VODs are a thing. I can always... Oh, that's true. All right, the jig is up, everybody. We can't lie to Loki anymore. You play through Fire and Flames and then finished with Rush E. I'm getting too silly again. No, you need to be more silly. I mean, come on. What do you think you're paying me for? To just let you say anything? You gotta make that 5 cents worth it. Plus, I thought you were getting low, so now you really gotta make it worth it. Every 5 cents counts. Vegas, then Resurrection. Okay, Control. You're thinking here. I still need to add more of those sounds. Gotta add more. So I realized, I was like, because you can set rarities for the sounds. So you can have like, you know, like normal, or you can have like common, uncommon, rare, and like very rare or something like that. And I set a couple sounds to be uncommon. And then I realized, I'm like, well, there's only like 8 sounds anyway. So even if it's uncommon.
I get paid every Friday. I only get low at the end of the week.
Fair. All right, that's a good point. Good point. Okay, so we need to make sure we remove all references to... What was I going to say? To the mini-boss room. Heading to the north. That's right, the direction you were heading. So we got rid of it here, but I think we also had it over here. When you were attuned, it said... A faint pulse. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. So let's get rid of that. We actually don't need that at all anymore. Get rid of that, put that there. So, if attuned to obelisk is on... How are we gonna do this? I found the short control and put it in the Discord meme channel. Check it out when you have a minute. Wait. You found the short control and put it in the Discord meme channel. That guy's one of the funniest men alive. I know what you're talking about, and I feel like I need to know now. So we're gonna pull that up really quick, and then we're gonna get serious. We're gonna focus. We're gonna get so much done. It's gonna be great. Memes. Oh my gosh, what have I missed? Missed so much. All right, I'm gonna have to come back to some of these. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it's this guy. I love this guy. All right. We're gonna pull this up. All right, we're gonna pause this. Hi. I'm not gonna play those. I'm gonna fix the accordion. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're too kind. There's the hand again. Shouldn't you be in a raid? Fair enough. All right. Oh no, the Moonwood stream snipe. Surprise. Yeah, there we go. For anyone that can't see the chats in chat, just chat in the Discord right now. All right. Let's give this a pause. Let's pull this up. Because I love this guy. We're just, I have to play it.
We were in the middle of our tournament when my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. But it's true. That spell definitely uses a lot of glitter. All right, so... Wait, plus you only stream thrice a week. I gotta throw 500 bits a week at you. That's only 50 messages at 10. I get 100 silly messages this way. Story checks out. It's the video my glitter comment was referencing. That's true. That's true. It's been so long since I've seen it though. But I do like that video. That is a good time.
Funny message jump scare.
You got me. You got me. I thought that was a real news clip the first time I saw it. It was well done. I thought so too. The very first time I saw it. It was actually shared to me because someone thought it was real. They were like, you will not believe what I saw on the news the other day. I was like, wait, what? And they showed it to me. And I was like, that's crazy. And then I can't remember how long it took me to actually, because like I want to say it was like the next time I heard about it. But it was like one of those things where I'm like, that's crazy. And then didn't really think about it after that. And then I saw it again and I was like, this is fake. And then I put two and two together. I'm like, this guy showed me this clip like under the impression that it was actually from like the actual news. It is really good though. It is really funny. I like it. All right, so we need to get rid of the head north. Do we want to say some kind of, so when you attune, we probably want to give some kind of indication that you already have. Maybe. I think for now, we'll just leave it as is. So let's just get rid of this. Put that there and put that there. Okay, there we go. So now you should be able to come in here, click on the attune. I don't know. There we go. 21. Self into a dead end. Go, and we can attune to the obelisk, guide to the mini floor boss. The floor mini boss, not the mini floor boss. So he'd be up there. And then it can't be clicked anymore. Oh, and then it still says head north. Where the freak is that happening? Click it. Oh, there we go. Attuned to the obelisk. Yes. That should be it, yeah? In here. Go through portal. But if floor sigil activated is off, then it's going to be attuned to obelisk, guide to floor boss. That should be fine. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Sweet. Let's refresh that. Come back in here one more time. Full screen that. Oh. Probably not right now. For anyone, I'm responding to a message that I got from Moon Mum. But yeah, no. It'll probably be when it gets closer. Whoops, I should not have refreshed that. Alright, so room 34. There we go. We're attuned to the obelisk, guide to floor boss. If we click that, and then it just says attuned to obelisk. There we go. Cool. Then attuned to obelisk. Ah, crap. So many. All right. All right. Of course. Conditional branch. If the switch attuned to obelisk is on. So if it's on, we need to say tuned to obelisk, or whatever we're going to call it eventually, one of these days. There we go. Truth, what is your current favorite video game? Oh, so we're switching up now, huh? Turning it into a truth. I see how this is. After you narrowly embarrassed me in front of all of my friends. My current favorite video game. Oh, well, that's where this is. Well, that's not going to work anymore. Well, I did say truth, but didn't you turn it into a dare to play the accordion? I thought that's what happened. Oh, I didn't even have to look that one up. All right, so attuned to obelisk. We click on that, and it says attuned to obelisk. So you can't do it anymore. We leave and come back. It still says attuned to obelisk, and you still can't do it anymore. Cool. No, all you. I feel like I'm being gaslit here. Hold up now. Hold up now. All right, maybe I'm just going crazy. I think I'm just going crazy. Let's see here. Let me test this out really quick. Oh wait, we just tested it out. We're good. We're good. Favorite video game. I would probably still say that my favorite, because it's just so good, is 7 Days to Die. Like yeah. Like basically, no matter what mood I'm in, no matter what I'm feeling, I could always be down for 7 Days to Die. That is one that just is always just the perfect game. So much fun. And I cannot wait for the next update. The whatever it's called, the Storms A-Brewing update. Storms Brewing. It's gonna be a good one. Modded or unmodded? I have actually never modded 7 Days to Die. Not once. I have never installed a single mod, and I've got like 2,000 hours of gameplay time, and I've owned it since 2013, and I've never modded it. I've always meant to, I just never have. So I have seen some really good mods though. I've been tempted to install a few of them. I don't know. I'm always just too lazy, I feel. But I have heard of some really good mods that will like improve quality of life, and so I've been tempted to install some of those. I just haven't yet though. I can't play without some mods. What kind of mods do you install, Loki? Are you more of like just the simple ones that like add a couple new weapons and a couple new items, or are you like playing what's it called, like Darkness Falls? Is that the one that like basically redoes like so much of the game, like UI, the mechanics, monster AI, zombie AI? I think it's the Darkness Falls mod. That's the one that I've been the most tempted to install. Okay, so that was that. So I got that fixed, got it working. Now we do truly have it 100% working. So you can reveal the room of the mini boss when you attune to the obelisk. So there we go. So attunement is done. Now create the door entrance decor for the mini boss room. Yes. So basically for that, we need to go in, because let me just pull this up really quick. New game, here we go. And we are going to go to... let's find the mini boss room. Room 14. Yes, so as you can see here, you've got the door. And that is it. That is all we got there. Just a door. Eventually, like, we do want to have more than that. Like, I want to probably have... because right now the door is it's using the decoration layer, and so we can't have decorations on the walls or anything like that. So we need to add to this door graphic so that we can have things like torches and things like that. So the way we're gonna do that is if we pull this up and then we come over to here, go images, pictures, the exit door 1. Yes, this is what we need. And let's open this up. We need to go to room... we should go to room 1. No. We're going to go to room 11. I want to make sure that no matter what room we're in, no decorations are going to be going over these doors. Yes. I think it's there. Nope. There we go. All right. So we want to add some decorations to this room here. Make it look a little bit more lively, have a little bit more pizzazz, you know? And basically what we could do is just take, not Steam, get out of here. This is the one I want. Look, it says mostly fixing some of the recipes, removing weather effects, and removing encumbrance. And then there are some nice UI mods. Originally, it was Red's UI mod. Not sure what the current iteration is called, or if Red still works with the newest release. Then there's the custom stuff like working faucets, my custom working craftable stove. Ooh, that would be nice. There's been a couple items that I've been tempted to try and learn how to mod, just so I can mod them in myself. So before they added music to the game, I really wanted to make like a record player or like a CD player or something like that you could either find or craft so that you could have music playing at your base. I thought that would be so much fun. And then you could like go around, like you could find CDs or records or tapes or something like that throughout, and you'd be able to add them to your collection and play different songs. Never really knew how to do it, so I never ended up actually doing it, but I was like, this would be kind of fun. Have like add a little bit of a ambiance to your house. And then eventually they added music, and it's just like, all right, never mind then. Been playing 7 Days to Die since Alpha 5. Me too. I think that was the first public alpha, was when they released it on Steam back in 2013. Because yeah, I think I bought it like literally like the second week that they had released it publicly. I still kick myself that I didn't actually purchase the game or like support it through Kickstarter. Because I remember hearing about it when it was still on Kickstarter, but if you've ever looked at anything Kickstarter, you kind of know that there's a lot of scams out there. And so I was like, could be a little scammy, especially since back then it looked so much like a Minecraft clone that I was like, maybe not. And then now I'm like, should have done it. Should have done it. Oh well. All right, so if we pull up these torches and bring them over here, we should be able to basically just copy them and put them in here. This will just be like the groundwork, and then eventually we could add our own other things. Also, I am now just realizing these are probably not going to fit because freaking... Of course they're not. Of course. That's all right. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. That one in there. Throw this one in there. And throw this one in there. Okay, there we go. So now we should have this animated torch. We might just throw this on top of the door graphic. Never mind, we're not going to throw it on top of the door graphic. That looks really bad. Alright, so maybe not that. Maybe not that. Maybe we create our whole own new thing. Our own new thing for the torches. Yes, what do we need? We are going to want some of the blacks and grays. Probably oranges, reds, and yellows. Go. Let's copy that. Throw that in there. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking what we're going to do is we're going to have a standing torch thing here on the side. Yeah. You know what? We're actually going to do this. Let's cut that. Delete. Oh my god. Delete. Delete. And we're going to do... Go. Image size, 25%. Okay, there we go. Paste that. Let's resize this down to 15%. 20. Yeah, 20 works. Okay. There we go. I had the version before it was on Steam, and then later got it on Steam. Very nice. Friend and I played a lot of it. Yeah, the crafting was very Minecraft coded at the beginning. Yeah, well, and also the visuals, because like it used to be like the terrain was all blocky. Like there weren't like the smooth hills. I want to say the trees weren't blocky, but like all the terrain was very blocky. And I was like, it was still fun. Still absolutely enjoyed it, but it was a crazy update when they eventually. Good old dominating. Welcome, Nick. Welcome. Hello. Glad you're here. I'm a snob and don't mod games for the most part. I've started to allow a few of them, like RimWorld. Yeah, and I don't know. For me, it's more of like just, it's more time than I want to spend, just because I'm either too lazy or I'm just like, I just want to play the game. Like, I don't want to go through too many hoops. So long as there's mods that can just be installed and they just work and they're just good to go, then I'm like, all right, I'm fine with this. Everything's fine. We can go for this. It's when I have to spend a lot of time going through. Like I tried modding Skyrim once. Terrible idea. I ran into so many bugs and I was just like, you know what? This is not worth it. Not worth it at all. There are some really cool mods out there. I will say that. All right. So probably what we're going to do is we're going to do a little something like, just like some little legs for this thing. Down, 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 over, up. Are they gonna be too wide? It's probably gonna be too wide. Bring this in. Bring this in one. Bring this in one. Yeah, it should be all right. Could actually do something like this. Yeah. I don't know, something like that.
Thanks for the follow, some randev.
Oh my goodness. Some randev. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. What is that? Don't question it. There's gonna be a lot of people in chat that are going to agree with you that you're gonna think that it is what you think it is. But I promise you, it is not what you think it is. But it has been described to me that I tend to lean on the side of making maybe somewhat phallic shape looking things. It is never my intention, but I just tend to for some reason. It looks like the start of a coat hanger. And that's kind of actually what I'm going for. Kind of a little bit actually. So, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a pixel artist. It's I don't know. We'll see what it kind of turns into. It takes time. You gotta trust the process. It gets there eventually. Just takes a little bit of time, you know, a little bit of put this there, put that there, move some stuff over here, over there. You know, and then eventually kind of starts turning into something. Kind of, sometimes. All right, now we gotta add a little bit of depth. That is the shade of the floor. We cannot do that. Nope, we're gonna go with a lighter gray. I don't know why I was going darker for the highlights. It's not a pleasure toy. Exactly, Nick. It is not. It is a pattern I've noticed before that you gravitate towards often. I don't mean to. I don't mean to. But I don't know why. I don't know why it happens so often. The freaking, not the chalice, the obelisk last time, I apparently had control just rolling with that thing. And it is not what I meant. I did not mean to have that thing happen at all. But, you know, it, I don't know. You gotta trust the process. Yeah, exactly. You gotta trust it. You'll get there eventually. Because see, now at this point, it looks like something maybe you wouldn't not be able to use it for certain activities, but you wouldn't want to at this point now. So, there we go. There we go. Axel says, judging by the top, this is a displeasure toy. Exactly, yeah. This is the kind of thing that the person in leather brings when they come into the room. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. We'll leave it at that height. I think that should be fine. Person in leather. We'll explain when you're older. How about that? It's now expert mode, exactly. It's at this point, I don't know which end you'd want to use. All right. So if I were to, whoa, what the freak did I do there? All right, here we go. So if we were to stick that somewhere there-ish, yeah, that looks like it should be all right. Yeah, something like that. Sure, why not? Anything's won if you're brave enough. It's true. Given enough time and bravery, anything can be. I feel like it just needs a little bit more depth, but I don't know how I'm gonna get it. That's the problem with using so much gray. And I don't want to use orange. I mean, I know this orange kind of starts going gray, brown, but I don't want it to be wooden. Like, it has to be not wooden. And that's too bright, because I don't want it to be, like, catching the eye. They don't use leather. What would they use? I also can't use this gray, because that's the same gray as the floor. Like, unless I only use it on, like, one end. But then it gets rid of it on that side. So I could only use it here. And then it just kind of disappears. We'll figure that out later. We'll figure out the depth later. For now. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Rubber and latex, I think. Probably a little bit more accurate. No, Jesse, nobody clipped that. I'm sure nobody clipped that. Not a single soul. So basically what we're going to do here now is we're going to use kind of the same method that I did to make the fire on the, well, not the fire, but the purple stuff on the teleportation obelisk. Come over here. Oh, yeah. Just in case you were wondering if I tend to gravitate to those kinds of shapes. I don't mean to. It just happens. It's a happy accident. Anyway, yeah, so basically the same method that I did this whole magical animation thing here. That's what we're gonna do. It's a magnificent base. I know. Huge. Absolutely incredible. So if we come over to here again. So the way that I did that thing is I basically, also what would this thing be called? A torchère? Trying to figure out what like the proper word for a standing torch would be called. A lot of these places are just called standing torches. Standing torch. Standing wood torch. Torchère. All right, well, never mind. We're just gonna call it the standing torch. Not the standing tor, standing torch. All right, there we go. Good old naming conventions. And then if we come in here, we do switch this and pull this up. We're gonna do fire 1. Anyway, so as I was saying, so we're going to switch to, let's do the darkest red. Yeah. So it's gonna be here. Actually, let's just go across that whole line right there. Cool. And then we're gonna go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 7 up. Basically gonna fill this box here. That should be, we'll go up 8. That should be all right. All right, so basically the way this is going to work is we're going to go with the yellow here at the base, here at the bottom. And it's gonna switch as it goes up into the lightest red, darker red. Oh, should we throw some orange in here too? Maybe an orange as well? Yeah, it should be good. Light red, darker red, third red, fourth. Okay. Maybe the slightly lighter orange. Yeah, that looks more like a fire. Yeah. Let's see here. Steven says candelabra? Candelabra? Not a candelabra. Candelabra. Maybe? Maybe if I don't do a question mark in there. Close. Close to something like that. Yeah. Yeah, something closer to that. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Just a little less scully. So a candelabra, just minus the skulls. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pharaoh Inkling says, I must retire into the night. Good luck with the game dev. Thank you, Pharaoh Inkling. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate the well wishes. Good luck with your rest and relaxation. Until next time, take care. All right, so we're going to rename Standing Torch to Candelabra. That's the one. Now, for the fire. The way this is going to work. Great question. It's an absolutely fantastic question. How is this going to work now? Because this is actually, now that I'm realizing it, cannot work the exact same as that magical stuff worked. Because the way the magical stuff worked is, let me pull this up. So if we're able to see. Oh, that's the way okay, all right, never mind. It will work. It will work. I'm just doing it differently from how I did it before. Strike that, reverse it, here we go. Going back in here. I can't believe that I already forgot how I did that one. All right. I am so smart. All right, so new layer. We're gonna call this one Fire New One. Now this one's going to be the lightest of the light. And then basically the way this works is we are going to... that should be fine. Oh my gosh, how is this so... Yeah, because basically the way that I did it, I had the lightest purple on the bottom, and then a medium purple above that, and then the darkest purple on top. So I don't think that's actually going to work quite the same way. So never mind, we're not doing the same way as I did that. Strike that. We're doing it my way. The new way. The new my way. And I think what we're going to do is actually fill in those. Yeah. So you can't see that one as clearly. I think that's going to help. I think. We'll see. So yeah, so the way this is going to work. Let's copy this for reference. And then I think what we're going to want to do... I don't know if this is going to work. That's what I was worried about. The fire is reddish on bottom and yellowish on top. No, because it gets brighter as it's toward the center. Pretty sure. Let's see, like, Yeah. See? Something like that. It's like a lighter toward the center, and then orangish, and then reddish. Ooh, that one looks pretty nice, actually. I like that one. Oh, I don't want to sign up for that $15 a month. Heck no. Yeah. So the hottest, which is the center on the bottom, is where it's going to be the brightest. And then as it cools, as it goes out, then it turns more orangish and then reddish. All right, so. But I do appreciate you checking. Because knowing me, I probably would have done it on accident the wrong way. Or I would have done like orange, yellow, red, or something like that. All right. Okay, so. I think the way we're going to do this. See, because kind of what you're saying there, Nick, is because if I do the same method that I did for the purple animation, it's going to look weird, because with those ones, it was like all over the place. So I think the way where this is going to work is we're going to draw out the flame animation to begin with, which is basically just going to be, we're just going to fill this back in with this color. And then we're going to figure out the layers for the fire. So if we're going to do something like, so this top layer is going to be like the final like flicker layer. And then basically what we're going to do, we're going to say, if we erase, let's see, this one, and then we erase that one to there, and then this one to there, this one all the way down, and then that one there, and that one to there. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then essentially what we can do is we should be able to, if we just fill in all of this with the right shade. Or is that not going to look quite right? I don't know if that's going to look quite right. Because then it's never going to actually change. Yeah, okay. You can add detached on top and sides, add realism. So there will be some detachment. Yep, so this, there will be like a top layer up here. I actually need to mark that down. So yeah, so basically when the flame gets to this point, so this one will actually have the flicker here. So yeah, so basically when it gets to the highest point, which the highest point will be here, it will then on the next animation frame drop down all the way down to here, and then up the top right here, it will then kind of like have like the last spark of an ember up here, is the plan. That's how I did it with the purple one as well. It's like, you know, as it, it's like if you see here, it's like it had that detachment there. So like as it reached the highest point, it would drop down, but then have that little ember kind of spark up. And then, you know, same thing again and again and again and again and again. So yeah, so I'm like pulling some things from that animation, but then keeping other things. So I think probably what we're going to do. So how many colors do we have here? What is it? 7, 8? 8. Okay. And then we got 1, 2, 3. So 3 is the lowest. Okay, so we would have 5. 5 frames of animation. So basically what we would do is we would then say to yellow, to orange, to red. Oh man, this is gonna get a little tricky. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Maybe. Yeah, there's not really any rhyme or reason to this thing, you know? All right, here's what we're gonna do instead. Just to make sure, so we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the lowest point, you're gonna be you, and you. At 4 up, you're gonna be yellow, orange, red. We're gonna do yellow, orange, red. Yellow, orange, red. Yellow, orange, red. We're gonna need one more for that though. Okay, so there's gonna be 6 frames of animation. Okay, fair enough. Now the 6th frame of animation, that is where this one comes into play. Go. Okay. I think that should be fine. Should be all right. So then, what we should be able to do is if we grab all of this. Oh, actually, and then we need to account for that. Okay. Should be able to just go to grab that, put that there. So we've got fire 1. And then basically all we will do is we'll just match up the height. And when the height is matched, we will just fill in all of this stuff with where the height should be for the colors. That one is this one. Is this the most efficient way to do this? Probably not. Is the way we're going to do it? Yep. When have you known me to be efficient? Never. I'm not about to start now. Okay. That should be all correct. And you are going to be this one. Okay, all the way down there. And then this height should be you, and you. Okay. Perfect. I think we actually need it one more higher. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to say on this very bottom one, just fill it in like that. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, cool. I think that should look fine. It'll look like that. Yeah, should be all right. All right, so that is frame 1 of the fire. Get in here and do frame 2. Gonna be a little bit of time, but should be all right. Now, basically the way this is going to work is on each subsequent frame. Let's set this as example. Yeah, so for each subsequent frame, essentially what we will do is we will just say Okay, so you go up, 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 up. You need to go down to here. You go up and up. You will move over there. There we go. Some random dev says, ooh, actually kind of fire so far. I like the pun. But I also take that as a compliment. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's coming along. It's coming along. It's, I mean, I know everyone has heard me say this 1,000 times before. I am by no means a pixel art. Hold up. Oh, that's... I know what happened. I moved the fire up, but not the example. That's why. I was like, how did that happen? That's why. So yes, definitely no pixel artist by any stretch of the imagination. But I like to try my hand at it every now and then. Okay, so I did mix that one up. It's all right. Should be fine. Let's get that all fixed. Should be good. You be this. You know what I'm actually realizing? I could probably just do this. So we go to example, come over to here, we'll just grab that, put it over there, and move you down. There we go. Somewhat faster. Although is this? Lowest is that one. The lowest should be 3. Okay, yeah. You. Cool. I've just got to get my own method down, and then we should be doing all right. Let's see, there. Move you down. You. Here, and there we go. All right. IDK says I just got like 2 tornado warnings. That's not good. Are they? Like, do you have a place to go? To hide? Are you safe? I hope you are. I hope everything's gonna be alright. Hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed the tornadoes just never actually even get close. But I hope you're gonna be okay. Coolman Chill says, fire? Yes. Or at least an attempt at fire. It is an attempt. We'll see what happens when it actually gets finished. Who knows? Alright, so there is frame 2. So let's go to frame 3 of the fire. Jesse says, no, that's great. If the 2 tornadoes fight, they can cancel each other out. I think that's how that works. Last I heard anyway. That should be how that works. It just passed. Oh, good. Yeah, that kind of stuff, that is terrifying stuff. You heard they might do that? That's what I've heard too. I've heard some textbook said that somewhere. Okay, so you are at the height. So you are gonna go down to here. Oop, down to here. So you, which means you then need to move over here. Nope. I got you. Move over there. All right. Just grab from the example. There. This one. To there. Oh, let's see. We need this guy. This guy. Why are there 2 at the top? That should not have happened. Oh my gosh, you 2 are the same height. Well, oh well, not the end of the world. Should be all right. Just have 2 right there. Wait, you'll be there next time. That's right. That's right. Okay, so that means we just need to copy that, move that over there. This guy, we just need that one. Put it over there. Cool. But there's also a chance that that one could win. That's true. And I believe if they fight each other, the one that wins absorbs the other one, making it 3 times more powerful. And yes, I meant 3 times more powerful. Or they could fuse and become more powerful. Oh. You and I, Jesse, we're on the same wavelength here. It's a lot worse in Kansas, though. It wasn't really as bad in Texas. Well, that's good. Well, hopefully everyone in Kansas is alright. I hope. That's some fire-looking fire. Thank you, Frojo95. I appreciate that. That's as fiery looking as I am trying to try for.
Thanks for the follow, QWERTY31720112.
Thank you, QWERTY31720112. I appreciate that. For short, I'm going to call you QWERTY, though. So I don't think I can say that every single time. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just encountered the weirdest thing. Something weird happened to my code, and it fixed the problem. It's weird. But that is probably the best thing that can ever happen. I absolutely love it when that happens. It's, well, to a point. Sometimes it can be more frustrating because you're trying to fix the problem, and then you do something and it fixes it, but you don't know why, and so you don't know if you're going to break it again. So it is great because you're like, well, problem solved. But hopefully it doesn't ever actually come back. Let's see, we're just doing good. Good. Glad you're doing all right. Not complaining. I have a deadline in 5 hours. Ooh. Cutting close. Cutting close. Well then, I will be very happy for you that it fixed itself somehow and that you're good to go. Times. Good times. All right, let's go with frame number 4. 1, 2, 4, 6. See, I know Spanish. Kind of. Not really. Not at all, actually. All right, so we're going to put you there and there. Get rid of you. So that means that you guys need to come down. All right, starting on this side. I need to make sure not to be, like, jumping the gun for anything. So, you go up, you go up, you go down, you go up, up, and down, and up. Here we go. Just says, I think the worst is when you are trying to fix something and it doesn't fix, then you do the same thing again and it works. That is 100% true. That is extremely frustrating. Because obviously you did actually something different. But it, yeah. Too many times, so much frustration. Absolutely terrible. That is true, QWERTY. We got some fire going on up in here. And what is that one? My old eyes cannot see. I have no idea what that is. And it's not showing me when I hover over it. Well, I'll never know. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what those are. Oh, is that like a skylift thing? Kind of what it looks like. All right, back to it. Let's grab the example. I'm going to copy that and paste that there. And down over here, we're going to grab that. Move that over down, paste that down, and grab that there, paste that there. And we're gonna grab that there, paste that over here. Nick says, hey, I've eaten 640 pills from your game. Where is my 320 million? Fun fact, actually. Actually, no, I can't remember. Does it ask you to put in your banking information? Because it used to. But I don't remember if it actually does. I think I have to pull this up now. Just to see. Yeah. Of course I would take the pill. Just watch. I'm gonna get like the luckiest run this time, and I'm gonna get like 862 pills. Come on, buddy. Ooh, look at that cash out. Oh, okay, there we go. 251, not bad. Riches are filled with untold amounts of poverty. It's true. All right, so I did change it. Yeah, so when I first uploaded this project, it actually used to, at the end, it would be like, congratulations, you won X amount of money. Now put in your banking details, and I promise I will send you the money. I mean, it didn't actually save the banking information, but it did once upon a time used to ask for it, which I thought it was a good time. QWERTY says, watch H1T1's video. I don't know who that is. Is that an YouTuber? Or a Twitcher? Twitch streamer? I was trying to go with something a little bit shorter, kind of like what I went with YouTuber. But Twitcher, I feel like, does not work quite like I was expecting it to. Yeah. All right, paste. Here we go. Down. All right, so you are this. Copy that. Paste. And last but not least, we're grabbing this guy. Moving you over there. All right, there we go. There's fire number 4. We're making progress. We're making it through. Takes a little bit of time to do animations, but it's always worth it in the end. Or at least I hope it's going to be worth it in the end. Who knows? It could be absolutely terrible. Oh, how did Lemonade on Elm Street do? Are the rankings in yet? I believe they extended the judging. Yes, yeah. So it was supposed to be done, I believe, in like a few days, but they extended it by like a month or so because they ended up getting so many entries. So yeah, so there's, I mean, as you can see, there's 275 entries. So yeah, so it's, I believe, I don't know if they would shorten this. Maybe they would if like all the judges came back and they're like, yep, we're good to go. But I don't think that it's gotten any new, let's see, Lemonade. I don't think it's gotten any new things. Oh my gosh, it has. Gotten one new one. Can we read through it together? I think so. The music and artwork were fantastic, really suited the simplicity of what you were going for and made it, as people have said, very calming. What we were going for didn't really have any impact from raising the price to max the entire... Wait a minute, I think I did read this one. Yeah, getting the same second mortgage joke. You definitely have the making of something that could really fit into the casual gaming market. Okay, so I did read this one. I just hadn't responded to it. I meant to respond to it. Yeah, 23 days ago. I don't know why I didn't read that. Yeah, I need to actually respond to that. It's, you know. But yeah, so no new ratings or anything like that as far as I know. Yeah, still just still waiting. Still got a lot of time. Yeah, I think that they said, they like made a post and they were saying they were going to increase the amount of time just so the judges had a chance to actually give good reviews and not feel like they were having to rush through all the entries, which I would say is 100% valid. You know, it would kind of suck, especially for people that are like maybe further down on the submission list, to then have like people just rush through their games to try and just get a rating out. So I think it's a good thing. Kind of sucks to have to wait even longer, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, he explains that emoji? Well. Gondola emojis are just people laughing now as a prank. Oh. Well. I had no idea. I'm gonna have to look up that video. So this is a way to laugh without actually showing you're laughing? Interesting. And then, of course, we've got, looks like a rose? Some kind of flower? Some kind of something or other. My eyes are getting so bad. I apologize. All right, so that is the new frame. Yes, new frame. Who dis? Let's come in here. We're going to reduce you down to this height. Up. So like I'm a first year at Hogwarts trying to get my broom to come up. All right. So you need to be that. Yes. You. I still don't know if this is actually faster. I think it might actually potentially still be faster to just like go back and forth, grabbing the colors versus copying the layer. Yeah, I think it actually, is just quicker to do this. Oh well, we give it a try. Sometimes efficiency is nowhere to be found. Okay, all that is right. Okay. The tallest one, though, that one might actually be worth just copying and pasting it over here. That is a lot more to, oh my gosh. That is a lot more to copy and paste. All right, so how close are we getting? I think we got 2 more frames of animation to do. Not too bad, not too bad. So you are going to be frame 6. Whoa! All right, so we're gonna go up, 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 and then you are going down. There. Okay. Okay, should be right. So this starts getting into the exciting stuff. Just working on pixel art. Okay, there we go. Where it says, so basically the gondola emoji was the least used, so H1T1 told everyone to use it and make it the most used. That's fair, that's fair. I'm gonna have to look them up, because I'm not very much in the know when it comes to some people. Holy smokes! 7 million views, 7 million subscribers, huh? I don't know how I had never heard of John, but now I have. So thank you. I appreciate that. That is kind of funny though. Sometimes when things like that happen in different communities, I think it's hilarious. It's like they have such big platforms that they can make things like that happen. Wait a minute. Whoops. I just realized with this one, you need to move over to here. Go. All right, now we can make this as frame 7. Yeah, the amount of power some people have just because of their community size, absolutely nuts. Oh wait, I don't think we actually need that last one. Yeah, we don't actually need that one. Because that's 6, and then it goes back over to 1. All right, there we go. So that is all the animation frames that we need. Cool. So, at this point, all we need to do is get rid of example, bring back over the candelabra. Candelabra. Yes, candelabra. And then I think this should be, yeah, that should be all right. Again, we can come in here and we can adjust the way that it looks eventually. I guess if we really wanted to, we could go with like a really dark gray. Actually, kind of like the look of that one more. I kind of like it looking like a really, like a dark iron. All right, never mind. That's what we're going with. Nah, get rid of that. I was hopeful, but no. Get rid of that. Now here's the real question. What if we get rid of these highlights? Nope, that is the same shade as the background. Okay, cool. So, what we need to do is we need to get rid of that. We need to hide that. I think we're going to put one of these on either side. And that's probably going to work the best. So let's do this one as candle. How do you spell that thing? Candelabra? Yeah, candelabra 1. Let's duplicate that. This is going to be candelabra 2. Okay, there we go. Now, where is that thing sitting? It's sitting 1 pixel from the end of there. Let's go 1. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that feels all right. Yeah. Cool room. Thank you, Cordy. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's it gets the job done. So then what we're going to do is we're going to offset the frame so they're not playing the exact same frame. So we're going to set this to frame 2. Frame 3. That'll be frame 3 and frame 6. Yeah, I think that should feel all right. All right. Then let's hide that layer. Let's resize this back up 400%. And then let's start saving these things. Save you as a PNG. And you're going to be decor. You're decor 8. Yes. I think the way, yeah. So decor 8, and then you're going to be 4. You're going to be 1. Whoa, keep the candelabra. Change that. Okay, you are decor 8-1. Switch that to 5, switch that to 2. Always a good time. Thank you for the slide whistle. I appreciate that. Woo. I think I maybe need to say no more caffeine. Double negative. No more caffeine. Caffeine is apparently absolutely needed in me to keep me functional. You know, as one would imagine. Alright, this should be the last frame that we need to create. 8-5. Okay. Caffeine's back on the menu, boys. It's true. I definitely need it. And it's not every week, though. Maybe it's just because it was like a crazy weekend. Maybe that's why. But yeah, it's very much so needed. All right, so I believe we started on... Yeah, that should make sense. All right, so how is this animation going to work? I'm glad you asked. Let's come over here. So when you enter the room, it shows the decor. But where does it show the decor? Exploring the room, in mini-boss room. Spawn monster, draw cards, mini-boss. Over here, monster animation, room decor animations. Torch 1, Torch 2, activated obelisk. Yes. What time is it for you? It is 10:12 p.m. So, really not that late. It's really not late. It only feels late for me because I am an old man. And so, you know, nearing 10:30, my brain starts to be like, nope. So the player's location is the same as variable 523, the mini-boss spawn location. We don't need to take into account if the floor sigil activated is on. Animate activated obelisk. This is going to be animated room torches. So you live in mountain time? Yes, I do. What about you, QWERTY? Feels late too, because... Feels late to me, because East Coast. That is also fair. That is... Because let's see, East Coast, so it would be past midnight now, right? It's like 12, 13. Yeah, definitely late. 11, 13. Okay, all right. So you're Central, and then some random dev, you're Eastern. I feel like we've got a lot of people on the East Coast that are on this stream. It's kind of a fun time. Because autumn__, you're also East Coast, right? I think Loki is also. Yep, your streams sometimes go until 3 a.m. for me. Yeah. Yeah, they go a little late sometimes. I try not to have them go quite that late. I feel like they've mostly only gone that late, either if I've like been working on something that I just absolutely had to get done then and there, or the past couple weeks, like when I first got like started getting some crazy views, I was like, I need to keep streaming, so I'm like, I can't let the people down. Gotta give them what they want. Apparently. It's 5 a.m. here in the UK. That's true, Steven. And I think we talked about this at some point in time. Are you getting to bed really late, or are you waking up really early? Either way, 5 a.m. is a terrible time to be awake. You really shouldn't be awake right now, but I appreciate you being here. East Coast of Europe, yeah. All right. We've established I'm terrible at geography. I almost said geology. Terrible at English, apparently. Geography. Okay, so this one, it's obelisk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind. What we need to do, we do still need one more. Actually, we can probably just do, let's just do this actually. Let's come over here. We need decor 8 is going to be come. Decor 8 -6. There we go. All right, so now how are we gonna get this to work? Let's see, I go to bed late, work evening/night shift most days. That makes more sense. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Man, I do not miss those days. I used to work the graveyard shift, so I would work 5 p.m. until 5 a.m. and it was terrible. Absolutely horrible. So, I feel your pain. I understand that. Not fun stuff, but I'm glad you're here. Either way, thank you. So we're gonna do room decor animation frames equals 6. There's 6 frames of animation. So as you can see here, you got decor 8-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. My freaking alt tabs are so off. Okay, so there's 6 frames. That is what we need to know. So if it's equal to 6, then set the room decor animation frames back to 0. But if it's not, then we're going to show on picture image layer 25. We're going to show torch. It's not torch. It's decor 8 dash, and then plus game variables 59 plus 1. All of that should be fine. Room decor animation frame plus 1. Wait for wait time, and then do the animation again. Okay, that should, in theory, get us an animated room. In theory. Let's figure out if that actually works. Room 14, easy enough. Okay, well, we've got some torches, some candelabras, but no animation. And also no error, so it's not like it's even trying. So what did I do wrong? Wait. Oh my freaking... The literal first if statement is if the player's location is not equal to mini-boss spawn location. Then do these things. Okay, I don't know why I had that in there, but I'm going to assume I need to get rid of it, because I definitely need that to actually show animations in the mini-boss spawn location. Kind of important, kind of important. Let's just make sure I didn't break anything by doing that. So let's go find some animated torches. All right, well, there's an animated torch. It's working just fine. Maybe we come over here and let's find, so room 3. Let's come down this way. Okay, there we go. Let's guide to the mini boss floor. Oh my gosh. Yes, the mini floor boss. Yeah. All right, so he's up over there. Let's come over this way. Still nothing. Still nothing. It's not bricked. Still functioning. So why are you not animating? So core animations is on. Okay. Torch 1 animation. Torch 2 animation. Player location is equal to starting exit room. And then for this one, if player location is equal to mini boss spawn location. Oh. The problem with copying and pasting code, everybody, I was still calling for this conditional branch for if the sigil activated is on. Sigil activated will never be on because we're not doing that anymore. So that would be why. That would do it. That would do it. Some random dev says, I don't know why I put that there, but I assume I can get rid of it. Famous last words. Well, that's why I didn't actually delete it yet. I was like, just in case I do need it, I can just throw it back in there and then figure out why I needed it. Because I still have no idea why I needed it. I'm assuming, and this is a big assumption, but I'm assuming that I needed it. Oh, no. No! I hate when this happens. It's just a sad reminder that my random dungeon generation is still broken. You see the problem? I cannot get out of this bottom section here of the tomb. I'm stuck down here. Because when it generated the whole tomb, it never created some kind of connector here. Like, I know that it's still slightly broken, and I need to fix it. It just happens so irregularly, actually being broken, that I'm like, we're fine. Should be all right. But we're not. There's still a bug in the generation code. Well, that was really close. Go in here. Hey, there we go. I don't know if you can see, like on this one here, it's not animating quite right. Let me just blow that up. Whoop. So as you can see, that center pixel there is not actually moving. Neither is that end one. And I believe the issue is when you enter the room, it's showing decor. That's right. Okay, so the room decor animations. So it's supposed to be animating on layer 24. This one was an exception with layer 25. So I need to set this back to layer 24. All the little things. All the small things, actually. As it was once said. Room 4. Let's head to room 4. Go. Guide to the boss. Go back up over here. Okay, aside from the flashing animation, which we will fix, we'll get there. Yeah, you've got some torches. They're animated. Cool. Happy day. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. It's actually kind of satisfying to sit and watch. Yeah. Although I don't know how I feel about the top, like, sparking ember thing. It kind of looks a little wonky. A little wonky. Yeah, let me just make that bigger so you can see what I'm seeing. it almost doesn't really have much of a, it's not really cohesive. Like, I mean, I made it myself, and I'm not really able to follow why those are up there. Huh. All right, well, maybe we'll just get rid of those. I think that's actually what we're probably gonna do. We'll probably rework that eventually later. For now, we'll just call it there. So yeah, let's grab these animations. Let's come over not to RPG Maker, to Photoshop. And let's switch this over to this, and we'll switch you up to like 10, and we'll go bloop and bloop. Save that. And we'll go bloop and bloop bloop. And bloop and bloop. And I'll stop with the bloops. Yeah. All right, that should feel better. Cool. Well, it seems like that thing that I got rid of, it hasn't broken anything yet, so we're just gonna get rid of it altogether. Just says, I got lucky. My last dungeon generation seems to have worked fine, but that method wouldn't work here. Yeah, and I know that we had kind of like talked about different methods when we were working out the actual random tomb generation. Yeah, it just, I mean, I can show you what's bricking it, because I know exactly where the problem is. The problem is that the problem was fixing a different problem that is now no longer a problem, but it introduced a new problem. So if we come over here, we've got, let's see, moving RTG snake, up, right, down, left, then past 2, check if rooms are blocky. This is basically just checking to make sure there's not too many rooms all bunched into one section. And then create room layouts. Creating room layouts, so the path carver snake. If path carver snake has moved X number of spaces, a new direction. So yes, this is just moving the snake around the different directions. The direction down. Let's see, move snake to new room. Create entrance doorway. Direction left. Move snake to new room. Create entrance doorway. Move up. Move right. And then I believe it should be right after that. Check if any other rooms have an ID of 100. Check all rooms. Past progress. Okay, there we go. And then if RTG Path Carver health is equal to 25. The Path Carver has moved X spaces, despawn. So it's despawning it and moving it to a whole new area, which is great in terms of creating tomb layouts that seem a little bit more interesting, like they have better layouts. But it creates a whole new issue. Because the problem before was that the tombs just weren't very interesting looking. Like, they just didn't have a good layout, they didn't have a good look and feel to them. And so by having the like Path Carver respawn in different areas, it would create like these better looking layouts. The problem is that there's no good way, at least with the method that I have, there's no good way to like then go through and verify that everything is actually connected.
Sorry and late. I was busy. Anyway, welcome back to Axel Benedict's Hourly Fun Facts. The first accordion-type structure was created by Christian Friedrich Ludwig Buchmann in 1822, followed by Cyril Demian's innovative design in 1829, which incorporated a button keyboard.
Huh. Well, the more you know. I would not have been able to tell you that at all. Not even close. And I'm sure by tomorrow I will also be able to not give you any of that information. But to be fair, I am horrible at remembering dates and names and things like that. It's kind of why I've like always avoided learning history or like taking any kind of like history classes when I was younger. Because I just know that I'm horrible at remembering names and dates and places and all this fun stuff, so. But it is always fun to learn and hear about. I just don't like to be quizzed on it. All right. So we've got that animation good to go. Let's come over here. Create door entrance, decor for mini boss room. Got that going. Don't allow dice to be placed in rooms with traps. That is a bug we do need to fix. So if you come over here, I will show you really quick. Actually, let's come over here. Some random dev says, I knew that guy once. He stole my scotch tape and owes it to me $2. A lot of money back then. That would be a lot of money back then. Typical Christian Friedrich Ludwig Bachmann. Always stealing scotch tape, never giving it back. Well, hopefully one of these days you'll get your $2 back. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Let's see, what? Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to be showing the traps and the issues that they are. So let's create a tomb where every single room is a trap. Ready for this? Well, not every single room, but every single room will have a 50-50 chance of being a trap. There we go. I am now just realizing, though, I'm not going to be able to prove my point because I don't have any dice. So let's set that to -2. So it will spawn some dice, but less so more than usual. Well, let's hope we can find a dice before we find a trap. Okay, there we go. So a dice, we find a trap room, or we find the mini boss exit. That's cool too. There's a dice. There's a dice. Frickin', I knew this was going to be an issue. Give me a trap room. There we go. Yes, so you finish the trap. Fantastic. Great. The problem is, though, is that you can then try and put the dice down, and it breaks the freaking thing. So, we need to make it so you cannot put dice down here. So what can we do there? I believe we have a more central variable. So we've got current room. So you got current room layout, current room monster, item 1, item 2. Move direction, player location, all that fun stuff. I don't know if we have... Let's check in here. When you are moving into the new room, 4 animations turn on. Reveal next minimap, show decor, add new room info from database to current room. Okay. Oh, that actually reminds me. I need to come in here and get rid of that. Okay. Hopefully that doesn't actually come back and bite us in the butt. We'll see. We'll see. So floor sigil active is on. Okay. Go into obelisk. Go room and POV view. Exploring your room. Mini boss room. Showing monster. Showing regular monster. Showing mini boss. Spawn monster. Draw cards. Room floor dice. That's showing the dice. Spawn room trap. Because this is basically just saying if variable 920 plus the player's location is greater than or equal to 1. I believe 920 would be the start of the traps in rooms. Yes, so 920 plus 1 would be room trap. Room trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, all the way through 60. What we should be able to do is we should just be able to grab this conditional branch. Then if we come over to the dice move plugin, over here, we need to add another conditional branch here. So conditional branch, if the current room trap is less than or equal to 0. Yeah. That should be that. So let's test that out really quick. It's still not going to fix you being able to put the dice down, but that is going to fix it showing the little square things for you to put the dice in. You know, this whole graphic here. So we go find a trap room now. Go. this, it shouldn't show up, which it doesn't, but I can still put the dice down, which is not ideal. It's not what we want at all. So, center equal to 0. Wait, what? Why did it show up? Why did it show up when I picked up the dice? Oh, it's doing it. Okay, all right. So that'll be fixed once we actually account for all that stuff over. All right, so basically then we just need to copy that, and then down here, this is the actual putting down of the dice. So let's come down over here. So we've got slot 5-3, current room item 1. Yes. Current room item 1, and then current room item 2 should be somewhere down here. Axel says, my phone was on my stomach and my husband hugged me. He hugged me so hard that he cut off my phone's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It's a pretty big hug. It's not bad. It's a great hug, actually. Okay, then current room 2. So I believe what we can do then, come up here. This is just going to make it a freaking huge else handler, because right now it's already taking into account the mouse's X and Y. It's 1, 2, 1, 2. And if game variables 94 is less than or equal to 0, and if 36 is not equal to player's location. That's the mini boss stuff. Yeah. And if game variables 920, excuse me, plus 100 is less than or equal to 0. Okay. So we should be able to come down here as well. Say the same thing on this conditional branch. Go to the end. I'm going to say and that. Here we go. Now it should not allow for you to put down the dice in the room. Is that going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know why I'm looking up variables, because we don't need variables. We just need a dice and a trap room. That's all we've ever needed. There we go. Got 3 dice in a trap room. If I try to put this down... Yeah. No, what the... Crap. Ugh. All right, we need one more conditional branch. One more. It's gonna be somewhere down here, yeah? Yeah. Maybe? All the way at the freaking bottom. All right, so down here, then we just need to say, down here at the end, we're gonna say, and if you're not equal to, less than or equal to 0. There we go. Now that should be that fixed. New game, yes. I don't, I'm so used to opening up the variables menu so that I can see where I'm heading, but I have no direction. I'm just literally looking for a trap room. There we go. Oh my gosh, I ruined that one. Trying to go here. Yeah, there we go. Can't put them anywhere in there, but you can still go like that. You can't go like that. You can leave. You can pick that one up. You can come back. There's nothing. Yeah. Okay, issues fixed. There's the mini boss room. Awesome. All right. So that is this bug fixed. Now that we finally cleared out all of that, which was from last week, let's see what we can get working on and working this week. Great doors, entrance, decor for chest room. That's right, we were also going to have a chest room as well. We'll get there. Keep sigil, but use as a trap puzzle, so we are going to be using that still. Great chest graphic, make chest, let's see, Yahtzee, name spells. Okay, so I think what we need to do next is re-add mini boss in room. Yeah, so basically the way this is going to work is when you get to the mini boss room, so what we've just made the animations for. When you get there, you're going to have the option of going into the room. So if we scroll down here, down to variable 523, find variable 38, wherever the freak that thing would be. There you go, room 38. Yes, so we're right here. Awesome. You see a well-constructed wooden door ahead. Loud footsteps can be heard pacing back and forth from within. Enter room is an option. If you click it, nothing happens. Just erases the text. Which, you know, fair. So at this point, we then need to... I'm kind of thinking what we're going to do. Trying to think the best way to do this. Here's what we could do. So I got two methods that are going on through my head. First method is, instead of saying like enter door or whatever it was that I called it, it could say something like open door or something like that, and then the monster would come out of the door. They would come at you, so you'd stay in this room, and the monster would just come out here, and then you'd fight the monster. The other thing we could do is it would still be, you know, enter door or something like that, and then it would do the normal transition animation thing like that, but then basically it would take you to a new room. It wouldn't actually move you, but it would take you to a different room, and you would then fight the monster from that room, and then if you escaped, it would then send you back to this room. Yeah. And this might... Ooh. Okay, all right. I'm just thinking out loud here. At one point, I thought about having some kind of monster chase you through the tomb. Obviously, you'd have to get to like a lower level, but eventually a monster would start chasing you through the tomb. What I'm thinking, maybe, what we could do here, so you open the door, right? It opens the door and you will, the mini-boss comes out, you fight them. But if you run, every like 2 times that you move, the mini-boss will move in your direction. Maybe. Or it will just like stay on your tail, but you just keep moving, and like so long as you don't backtrack, then you'll be fine. I actually kind of like that idea. We might go that direction. Yeah, all right, never mind. So we're changing the text. So over here on page 4, this is where we're going to be changing the text. So mini boss, you see a well-constructed wooden door, yada yada yada. Instead of enter room, it's going to say open door. Yeah. So then here. Okay, so floor, player blood sacrifice, or sigil. Okay, so this is the one that we want. So this is mini boss, mini boom, mini booze, mini boss, room, options. There we go. So when you click on it, it will get rid of the selector. Then we also need it to change the text. Door swings open, and a terrible monster emerges from the room. Okay, the no options or anything like that. The only thing here is that I hate having it like wait. Yeah, we'll just add a wait time. Just wait for like, I don't know, 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Wait for 3 seconds, and then turn off show dialogue, And then basically we should just be able to start the mini boss stuff. So I should be able to come in here. And if we go to, so showing monster, show mini boss. Okay, let's copy, put that over here. Okay, so how was I doing this before? So show room in POV view for the room. Player's location is equal to mini boss spawn location. Okay. Showing monster. If 94 is greater than 0. Oh. I should just be able to copy basically all of that. Yeah. Spawn room trap. Okay, yeah. So let's just copy that. Come over here. And then we should be able to do something like this. Whoop!
Autumn_falls_ today just redeemed stretch.
Here we go, everybody. You ready for some stretching? I hope so. We're gonna stretch. And we're gonna get back to game dev in 2 seconds. Here we go. And the other way. Oh. And now for the best one. Backwards. And try not to tip the chair. Go back. Oh. Woof. Not easy being old. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good old stretches. I need to do them more often. Whether it's being redeemed or not, I just need to do them more often. All right. So, for right here, so we got show picture, card decks, and then it turns on, changes the parallax to dungeon battle A. We've already got that, so we don't need to do that. Let's just cut that. We can actually just replace this here. Okay. You can even get rid of that if statement. Where to where? What the freak is happening here? It's all this. All this. Oh, okay, I see now. I see what's happening here. That's the else statement. So if variable 94 is greater than 0, do that. But if not, and if the player's location is not equal to the starting exit room, then erase that picture. Okay, get rid of that. Paste that. So then it turns on spawn monster, it turns on draw cards if player's location is equal to the mini boss spawn location. Yeah. We can take that, get rid of that. Cool. TK Gamer says, hello. Welcome TK Gamers. How's it going? How's, let's see, last week you ended your exams, right? Are you all done with your exams? Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So I think we can cut that, get rid of that, and just put that out there. There shouldn't be need to be an if statement there because this is the mini boss room. There's no if you're here, if you're there, none of that. And if we come back over here, mini boss room. So let's get rid of this comment. I think. I hope. Actually, now that's going to... I think that's going to spawn the monster when you enter the room. Pretty sure. Let's find out. Let's find out together. TK Gamer says, yep. And I joined the game jam and I was talking about. Ooh, very nice. The theme is overpowered. Sounds like a good time. Have you made much progress on it? Are you still kind of working on getting stuff figured out for that game jam? Overpowered is a kind of fun theme. I like that. 29. Open door. Door swings and a terrible monster emerges from the room. Okay. Hmm. So first of all, let's erase this when you release. Yeah, MB 101-1. Oh, is it because it's not actually... I don't think it's actually putting the mini boss in there correctly yet. So show to core. $93, $94, $95, $96. Okay, so it should be putting that variable correctly. So yeah, so current room should be 101. Oh. Yeah, so room 29. Oh dear. That's not what I want to see. Okay, so we need to make sure that no traps spawn in the mini boss room. That's freaking exciting. Okay, well, first of all, let's just see what room's current monster is. Current monster is -1. Okay, so it's just not setting it to 101. I don't remember where that would have been, but let's come over here. We need to make sure that when it's spawning traps, let's come over here to the RTG spawn. Set spawn exit. Player spawn. Set mini boss spawn. And then don't spawn things in spawn room. And an exit room. Yeah. We're going to say don't spawn things in mini boss room. Go. So yeah, so then game variables 98 plus 4 times 523. 523 and 523, set them to equal -1. So that is just monster, item, and item. Yes.
What purpose do you have in bringing this heretic to the court of Baal? Speak, or death will be your final word.
Create room decorations. Remove potentially spawned traps in exit. So okay, yeah. So that's getting rid of the spawned traps in the exit room. So now we need this exact same thing. Replace 36 with 523. Okay, so that's remove them in exit and remove the spawn traps in mini boss. I would say exit room. All right. So that should get rid of the spawn traps in both mini boss room and the exit room, which is good. It's exactly what we want. T Gamer says, I have made a bit of progress, just taking it easy. Very nice. What's the timeline on it? Because hopefully it's a good enough timeline to where you can like kind of take it easy, take it a little bit slower, which I feel like, I mean, there definitely is a space for really short game jams. Not going to say that there's not, you know, the 24s, the 48-hour game jams, totally 100% a place for those. But I feel like for the most part, game jams that give you a little bit more time to cook, I feel like those ones work out a lot better. But, you know, to each their own. So I should have had somewhere in here already setting that current room to have a monster. Although I don't know if it would be... Set mini boss spawn. Set exit spawn. So I think what we need to do here is set the mini boss spawn. So basically what we need to do, we just need to say here, once the mini boss spawn has been decided, then we're going to say we need to set that room to equal a random number between 101 and however many bosses we have. Yeah. So if 97 plus... Okay, so let's take that. Basically what we can do is say, let's get rid of that. We're going to say script game variables dot set value of 97. Now 97 I believe would be... 97 is current room. Oh, no. No, that's right. Okay, so 97 plus 523 times 4, and then we need to have it be set to a random number between whatever and whatever. I believe... So let's see, that's rounding. I know that I have this somewhere, but I can rewrite it if I need. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to look it up again. I'm so bad at remembering. There we go. Okay, yes. So set mathfloor.random. 1 2 3 2 1 0. Over here, down at the near the bottom. Yes. So game variables dot set value is at 97 plus 523 times 4 to equal random number between 101. Yeah, so that should pick the mini boss. I hope. Guess we'll see. Nope. Failed to load image picture map 101. Okay. $97 plus that times 4. $97. It's 1 2 3. Oh, it needs to be 98. Okay. That was my bad. My bad. That was on me, game. I apologize. Okay, we're at least working now. So room... Well, first we need to figure out where the mini-boss is. So that is room 8. Okay, so we need to go to the room 8 information. Room 8 monster is equal to -1. Of course. Alright. So it errored out, but now it's not doing it. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 0. What if I just set you to 9999 instead of trying to do a random number? I mean, I don't think the random number is the actual issue. Who knows? Room 5, of course. Room 5, monster is equal to -1. Okay, so there's something weird going on with the rest of the code. Game variables.set value 98 plus. No, because it set it to 101 because the error was that it was trying to load room 101. It was replacing that variable. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I know what the problem is. Come over here to spawning the monsters. $97 plus 911 times 4 is greater than 0. And if 98... Okay, whatever. Okay. If random number 2 is greater than 0, then it means you are spawning a monster. We're going to say... Yes. Okay. Okay. So then down here, we're then saying spawn traps, remove potentially spawned traps in mini boss room, create room decorations, remove potentially spawned decor in exit, erase the decor in the mini boss room, show decor. All right. So then down here at the bottom, this is where we need to say show spawn mini boss in MB room. Okay, that should be where it needs to be. Because yeah, it was basically never going to actually function properly. Because that whole system was there after it spawns the dungeon. But if we're spawning a monster right at the dungeon spawning and then something runs after that, not gonna be great. Okay, so room 28 should be 101. Awesome. So let's head over to room 28. Get past this thing. And okay. We're getting there. Getting closer. I also just realized that he's as orange as I am. Good times. So yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So we need this to not happen until the door is open. It's fine. Should be easy enough. So over here, all we need to do is say, let's see, enter the next room in mini boss room. So if player's location is equal to mini boss, so do all of this stuff. And then showing monster. Okay. So regular monster, show mini boss. This is only going to happen if conditional branch, the switch, opened MB door. That should be fine. Opened MB door. So if that is on, then we'll do this stuff. Yes. Monster, draw cards. Trill says, I just realized we might go a whole stream without a game explanation. We very well might. Yeah. I mean, unless in the next hour or so, we get some giant raid or we get a bunch of new people. Now, if you're going to jinx it in that direction, where we get a huge raid, I wouldn't say no. But I feel like if we get raided, it'll probably be by someone who's been here before, and so we probably wouldn't need a whole explanation. I don't know. It would be kind of crazy, though. I'd actually kind of be down for that. It's not that I don't like enjoying, like, I enjoy explaining the game. I think it's fun. I absolutely love talking about it. But after a while, it does get a little bit difficult to remember what I've actually explained, what I need to explain, all that fun stuff. All right, so that's just to make sure that it doesn't show the monster. So if 94 is greater than 0. So anything related to getting rated by Jay Blow and not knowing who he is as an indie dev is still hilarious to me. Hey, I don't know everyone. All right, I'm just gonna say that. Actually, I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of people I don't know. So many. So I don't know. Freaking, I could probably get rated by the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's, and I'd be like, "So what have you done in your life? What have you worked on? What you got going on?" Nothing wrong with it at all. Just funny. Yeah, I know. But now I know. Jonathan Blow. I know the name now. I've committed it to memory. I'll never make that mistake again. All right. Yeah, I should probably become more familiar with the indie dev scene. Probably be a good thing for me to do. One of these days. You know what? I just realized this. What if instead of putting a whole bunch of conditional branches and stuff like that in here, I could instead... We don't want to actually spawn the mini-boss into this room right here and now. We want to spawn that in later. Yeah. Okay, alright, so what we're going to do here is instead of here at the end saying, hey, set the mini-boss to equal a random number between this and that, we're going to say set the mini-boss to equal -1. What am I doing? All right, let's copy that. Not mathfloor.random, whatever the freak I was doing there. Set it to equal -1. So that way there is no monster in there at all, ever. But then what we're gonna do is come over here, and when you open the door, this is where it's going to then say, spawn mini-boss in mini-boss room. Yes. Yes. Odd__ says, oh yeah, Moonman, please remind me to talk to you about stream elements so I could make commands and stuff for you if you needed, among other things. Oh, that is true. I will need to look into that. So I will remind you, / you also remind me, because I'm sure I'm going to forget as well. So if one of us remembers to remind the other, we'll be in a much better position. Okay, so I think with that being here, random number, because right now we only have the one mini-boss. We'll just do that one random number there. I think that should work a lot better. We'll see. Kind of sad that I'm never 100% sure how my systems are actually going to work. Maybe one of these days I'll figure them all out. Eventually. 25. That is, well, it would have been close except for the fact that I have to go all the way over here and then over this way. Okay, so we don't get a mini-boss. That's good. We can leave, we can come back. No mini-boss. But if we open the door, we're like, bro, there's a terrible monster emojis, blah. Crap. All right. Game variables.set value 523 times 4. I just need to wait for a little bit. Maybe I do this here. Maybe. Is it trying mini boss plus 94? What is 94? 94 is current room monster. Oh, that would do it. Okay, all right, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna say game variables dot set value of 94. So 94 to equal game variables dot value 90. Nope. 98 plus that times 4. Okay. So that should then set the current room monster to that. Should. Let's find out. See what happens. It's 15. Let's head over to. No, that's the exit spawn. We need to find the mini boss. 47. Okay. So we open the door. All right. Let's check some variables. So current room monster is 101. Okay. And then we should be able to try and leave. Well, we should be able to leave. As long as we don't get a nat one. Okay. Should be able to come back. Okay. So what do we need to do? So when you open the door. Yes, I think we already are. Whoa, we are already taking that into account, right? No. Touch input is release. It does all of this stuff. Turns on spawn monsters, turned on draw cards, turn on that. And let's also control variables, turn on opened MB, not P, door. Yeah. There we go. Nick says, how's the mini boss doing? The mini boss is doing well enough. It's mostly just the spawning of the mini boss that we're needing to finish up. So yeah, the mini boss itself should be fully functional. It's just a matter of getting him to show back up on the map, it's all. So then over here, that's the exit room. This is the mini boss room. We're gonna say all of this and yeah. Like conditional branch. Also, if open mini boss door is off. Yeah. So as long as you are in there and the door is closed, do all of this stuff. If not, don't do that stuff. Simple enough. Simple enough. $14. Here, leave, back, it's fine. We open the door, yada yada yada, spawns the mini boss. Okay, simple enough. We leave. It's only spawning. Okay, that's buggy. Of course, when I'm like, oh yeah, everything's fine, everything's great. But then that's fine. All right. Well, we can figure that out. Because it's obviously buggy on the first spawn, but not when you leave and come back. Yeah. It's not too bad. All right, so... Oh, man. At least on the bright side, the that whole button isn't there anymore, so that's good. It's good. All of that's fixed. So I think it's just a matter of on the first card draw, it seems to be buggy. But everything else works. Yeah. Let's find out if it was just a one-time glitch or if it's a permanent thing. I'm kind of hoping for a permanent thing because that means I have something to actually fix. If it was a one-time thing, I have no idea what the freak it was, and I have no idea how I'm going to fix it again. So let's come down here to, okay, 28. Enough. Door. Yeah, it's only drawing that one card. Why would that be the case? Shows the text. Showing monster. If you're less than, shows that. He gets the enemy data. Turns on spawn monster. Turns on draw cards. Okay. It's the dice. Spawn mini boss in room. Show dialogue. Set value of 55 to equal 2. What is 55? Variable 55 is monster animation frame. Fair enough. Keep that. Turns on a self switch, and this is going to set actor 2's name to equal the name of the monster, grabs the monster stats, grabs the experience, turns on spawn cards, or turns on spawn monster, turn on draw cards. 915A to true. It was 915. Mini boss card draws. Okay. Should draw both of them. Yeah, should be doing the second one as well. Okay. 502 and 512. Ooh. Room 3. So 502, so we've got a 6 and a 10. And a 4, a 1 and a 4. So it's almost like it's drawing the card. Like it has the value. It drew the card. So we've got a 6 and a 10. I know it's hard to see behind the chat, but yeah, we've got a 6 and a 10. So it's drawn the card, and it's the 10. Like, it should be here face up. Oh. Hold up. Hold everything. I think I know what the problem is. So this is image layer 39. This is image layer 39 for the selector. Okay. So this is 2 master page. Okay. So what can we do? We could have it be based on if there's a switch for you in combat, maybe. Yeah, we could do that. Turn on open mini boss door. Draw cards is on. Spawn monster is on. Maybe we'll go off of draw cards. Or maybe spawned monster. Yeah, 13 is on. So if the switch 13 is on. And let's scroll down here. 47. Door. And it should show. There we go. Because there's no freaking bar there. And then if you leave. Come back. Woo! Cards. Got a 2. Plus whatever else. 14, 15. We'll stand on 15. Of course. 19. We'll stand on 19. Wait. Okay. All right. That is not functioning correctly. It's showing both cards. It was working. I know it was working. Oh, 100% it was working. And now it's not. Oh boy. Okay. Well. Mini boss card draws, monster card draws. Should be turning on 915A. Here. 915A to true. And then the monster card draws. Let's check something really quick. Pull this up. We're gonna check. Let's come over here. We're gonna go to 523. It's in room 35. The door. Does it work on the first one? It does work on the first one. What about the second one? Not on the second one, though. Okay, it's good to know. So let's unfull screen this just so you can see what's going on. We're going to press F8, and we're in console, and we're going to do console.log, game, self-switches, variable, or value, 912A. It's false. Okay. What about 915A? It's false. What'd you talk about, false? Does it actually turn off A? I think it might actually. Yeah, show card 0. So where are you actually showing the card then? Yeah, because this should be showing... Okay. Let's come over here. Get rid of that. So if we leave, and we come back, the first draw is 0. Of course he got a freaking blackjack. Yeah, but then it draws both cards. Okay. This time, if he doesn't get a blackjack, it's obvious it's going to reveal it if it gets blackjack. Yeah, 4. Oh, wait. I've got a hunch. With cards, draw, attack, yada, yada, yada. Here, if you draw, stand... If the mini boss room turns B to true, attack. It's at 915A B, C, and D to false. Current room monster is greater than or equal to 101. Which it should be. That is odd. That is odd. Nick says, gotta go. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here, Nick. I appreciate that. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic beginning of your week, and we'll see you on the next one. (915) A through D to false. But if current room monster 101 is greater than or equal to 101. 94. Okay, but 94 should have been 101. Like, it's the part I don't understand. Room 28. Okay, so we open the door. So right now, 98 is... Nope, not 98. Current room monster, 101. Okay, is equal to 101. Okay. Still equal to 101. So if we stand... I think it should still be on then. Maybe. So if 912A is false, 915A is false. Okay, of course. Of course. So when do I need to do that? Stand. What is happening here? Okay, it should be on, because it's still drawing cards. So I should know what might be on. 12A is false. 15A is true. Okay. All right, so it is turning on 15. So why is 15 behaving in such a way? Why is it working this time? What? What? So that worked properly. Okay. That didn't work properly. That didn't work properly. Okay. So we should still have it on. 12A is true. I freaking knew it. I knew it was turning on the wrong self switch. And 15 is off. Okay. All right. I wasn't losing my mind. It may have just seemed like I was losing my mind. It's something is turning on the wrong self switch. And so it's then drawing both cards face up. For some reason. And what that reason is, I do not know. We're going to find out. So what would be making that happen? This is happening when I am going in for the attack. Okay. In mini boss room, 915B to true. Monster HP is equal to 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dead monster is off. All of this stuff. Yeah, so it should be if current room monster is greater than or equal to 101. Then turn on 915A to true. If not, then turn on 912A to true. And it shouldn't be doing anything else here. No, none of those. Set the stuff over here. So this is if you bust. Maybe. The player's location is equal to 36. That would do it. That would do it. Okay, so we need to say if current monster is greater than or equal to 101. Turn on mini boss card draws. If not, turn on monster card draws. Yeah. Okay, so that with that, if we come in here, actually, let's turn monster spawning back on. Because anytime I'm messing with the monster spawns, I want to make sure we're actually still gonna get monster spawns. So if I break something, I want to make sure that I am able to go back and restore it faster. So let's check the monsters really quick. Let's just make sure the monsters are still working properly. Find a room with a monster. Go. They're still spawning. Attack. All right, cool. Yeah, nothing that crazy. So let's come back over here. We're gonna go to you, set you back down to -3 through -1. Only spawn dice. Now let's full screen this again. So the mini boss room is 25. I've heard that's funnier than 24. It's a little SpongeBob reference for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, okay, that's where we're trying to get to, so let's just go back over here, I suppose. Long roundabout way. Alright, so if you come in here, go, do open door. Should go, whoa bam! Give me a mini boss. Okay, now, if I attack, give him a chance to draw, he attacks me, still draws backwards, it's a 2, fantastic, and then I can stand at 17, you got a 12, a 13, a 17, a 27, ah, sucker. We got a 12, let's go to a 20, even better. Yeah, take that, you freaking mini boss. Dead. Dead you are, mini boss, dead you are. All right, there we go. That should be better. Should be better. All right, cool. I still don't know how I feel about the whole waiting thing, right? So for the message, when you come over here into the mini boss room, let's get this thing pulled up. 523 is in room 29. So it says the whole message, you know, you see a door, yada, 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 and you can do open door. I don't like the wait when you're like, open door. And it's like the door swings open and a terrible monster emerges from the room. It's fine. It gets the job done. But the problem is, like, I don't want it to be... Like, if you're going to read slower, it's like some people are going to read fast, some people are going to read slow. So if you're going to read slower, I don't want it to be an issue where it's like, I didn't have long enough, I don't know what the freak it just said. But I also don't want it to be so long that, like, there might be some people that are just like, just let me skip it already. I'm trying to think, but my brain is not functioning tonight. It's bad. Okay, got Blackjack. Seems like his Blackjack animation is not quite right. Especially with adding to the number right here. Stand at 17. Yeah. And 19. Ooh. That was close. Well, 19, we'll stand at 19. Oh my gosh. 22, of course. 13. And he got his Blackjack. 19, we'll stand at 19. Whew. Yeah. Take that, you freaking. Duh! Oh dear. Oh no. Okay. We do need to do that, actually. We do need to take care of that. Look, it says, put something in the creative corner if you want to take a short break. Ooh, actually, yes. That actually sounds kind of nice right now. Let's see here. Creator corner. Give me an engine and I will make games. What do we got here? All right. Huh. It's actually got the boundaries that you can't go out of. That is impressive. I always wanted to make something like this. And you made it in LibreOffice? It's not even Excel, this is Libre? Huh. Geez, even more impressive. I like that. That is really cool. That's crazy though. I don't have Excel at home. Yeah, me neither. So, but yeah, that is nuts. That is really cool. I like that. It's really satisfying to watch the map paint out there. I don't know if that was something intentional to not have it like just show up instantly, but I almost feel like it's more fun to have it like actually scan out and, you know, show you what it's going to look like. I like that. Very nice. That is impressive. Well done. Well done. It doesn't do it that slowly when I'm recording. Wait. It doesn't do it that slowly when not recording. Oh, so just, okay, all right. So the recording just kind of like acts as a bottleneck and it just kind of slows things down. That's understandable. That's totally fine. Well, that is really cool. I like that. Very nicely done. Yeah, I've always wanted, like the first time that I saw the like Excel RPG, I say I'm sure there's a lot more now. Like one of the original one. I was just like mind blown. I'm like, this is so crazy. And like, it seems simple. And then I started doing it. And I'm like, this is a lot more difficult than I thought, but that is impressive. You were able to do it. Yeah. It's mostly like the actual moving around, you know, is kind of, even just the movement, it's crazy. So very nicely done. Okay, so here's what we need. We need to have it actually register when you kill the monster that it knows the monster is dead. The player blood sacrifice complete. Turns on floor sigil activated. Okay. I think probably what we can do is just do the exact same thing. Tune to obelisk. Well, we don't want just... no. So the reason why we don't want to just have it be the floor sigil activated. So we don't want it to be that if you turn on if you like do your blood sacrifice, we don't want to lock the mini boss out and vice versa. Well, no. We do want it to be if you do a blood sacrifice, you can still go find and kill the mini boss. But we don't want it to be where if you go and find and kill the mini boss, that you then could come back and do a blood sacrifice. Like the sigil should just be on at that point. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so what we need to do is not necessarily say if floor sigil activated is on. What we need to say is over here, fight the monster. No, we need this to be when you kill the mini boss. Yeah. Yeah. So over here for the monster animation, the dead monster is taken care of already here. Item drops. UI. So if you're in... Okay, there we go. So the starting... Yes. So this was all the old stuff. There's a strange symbol with empty sockets embedded in the door. It looks like you could place something in the sockets. No, we do not want that anymore. We're gonna say if the player location is equal to 523 in the room with the mini boss. So we're not gonna show anything like this. We're just gonna make sure to turn on floor sigil activated. And we're also going to turn on. Do I already have a mini boss dead switch? Doesn't look like it. We got mini boss bust, player draw power, exit door puzzle, no dialogue, floor sigil activated, attuned to obelisk, open mini boss door. Yeah, we'll just do a new one. Mini boss dead. He dead. That'd be a dead mini boss. Turn that on. Awesome. So then for here, no, not spawn monster, for this one, we're gonna say mini boss room options. Door swings open. So we can't rely on old methods. What we need to do is say additional branch, switch, mini boss dead is off, then you can do these things. Yeah. Okay, let's see if that works. Should. But we'll see. So the mini boss is going to be in room 20. Let's head to room 20. Okay, door swings open. Go, we've got a horrible, horrifying Cheetos monster. And we do draw. Go, stand at 19. Of course, you got a 20, 16. That's a terrible spot to stand. 10, 15, 25, 16. Oh my gosh. 8, 18. We'll stand at 18. I was gonna be mad. 11, 17, 15, 25. Oh, wait, what have I missed? Loki says, yeah, my map is all laid out in a separate sheet and it fills in the colors based on what is in the cell. Currently X is grass and O is path. We'll be adding more, but need to get it working. That's fair. The map is currently twice the size that you can see, so you can travel to the right and it will load the next chunk and then go back and load the previous chunk. Very nice. It's a good way to do it. I want to dip Nacho in them. It's, they do kind of look like that, don't they? We will be replacing this abomination. Oh my gosh, my blackjack abilities are so bad. You would think that I wouldn't make a blackjack game if I was this terrible at blackjack. But I am, and I am. Oh well. Alright, so you got no options down here. That's good. So you can't respawn the mini boss. If we leave, come back. Still no options, can't respawn the mini boss. That's good. Okay. So now, if we then go find the thing. Where's the thing? 35. 36. So the exit is in room 23. That is like right across. All right. No, they're perfect. I mean, for a meme, they're perfect. And look at that. The obelisk is on and going. Magical portal is opened up. A low hum can be heard coming from the now active sigil. You like how just all over the place all that text is there? Because I still cannot decide on exactly if we're doing a sigil, an obelisk, anything. Go through the portal, and then it does all the stuff and the things, and now you're on floor 2. Yay! So I think the only thing we really need to change / fix would be text when you go into the mini-boss room after they're dead. We also need to actually open up the door, which I'm now realizing we could potentially use another image layer, but if we don't, we have to recreate all of these images, but with an open door. So that'd be fun. That'd be a good time. That should be all right. I'm gonna see what image layers we have. I think we have 25 that we could use. So if we use image layer 25, we could just show an open door above the closed door. We may even just stick with the closed door and just put some kind of message saying something. Who knows what, but something. Something like, let's see here. Where is the mini boss? There we go. You see a well-constructed wooden door ahead. Loud footsteps can be heard pacing back and forth from within. So we need a secondary. Yeah, so then we need to say conditional branch if the switch mini boss dead is on. Yeah. Mini boss dead is on. And we cut that, put that there, that there. Then we're gonna say something like, the door has sealed itself again, but the room on the other side is dead white. A demon must have been the only thing inside. Yeah, sure. Why not? There's no choices. None of those. Turn on show dialogue. And then we do not need to switch the Tomb Master page actions. We don't need that. Yeah. All right. Let's try this one more time. Let's actually come in here. We're going to switch the mini-boss back down to 4 health. Make him super simple. 1 to 2 hits and you'll be good. All right, now let's go find room 14. Simple enough. Open the door. Growl. Ooh, 21. I win that tie. Okay, so now if I leave and come back... Why? 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 Mini boss dead is on. Do all of that and then turn on show dialogue. Okay. What do we come over here? We've got dead monster. Come down here. Mini boss spawn location. Yeah, so turn all of that on. And then we're going to show the text. Turn on show dialogue. Dead monster, turn off. Oh, dead monster. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's a whole other switch. Probably make sure that the naming conventions are a little bit better than that. I mean, I know they're different, but they're similar enough that it threw me off. All right, room 39. Here we come. Ooh. Whoop, missed it. Open the door. Door swings open. Mini boss. Stand. Look, it says. Also, don't know if you noticed, but in the controller, it said which type of terrain you are on. So that will be elaborated on as well. Oh, I did not notice. I probably should have like full screened it. The only reason why I didn't full screen it is because the screen that you're seeing right here is only like, I don't know, maybe like 50-ish% of my actual like screen real estate. And so if I full screen things, you'll only see like the top quarter of the video when it's full screen. So yeah, so I wasn't able to quite read it, but that is really nice. That is good to know. It's also good information to have for when you're building stuff out. $20. There's no way. Okay, there we go. I was like, so help me, if this guy gets an ace, I'd be so mad. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. Oh my gosh. Alright, standing at 19. Yeah, take that. There we go. The door has sealed itself again, but the room on the other side is dead quiet. That demon must have been the only thing inside. If I leave and come back... Why? There must be something turning off the dialogue, right? Gotta be. Right here. Changes that, turns on show dialogue. Okay, showing monster. Is it just not... They're just not even getting into here? Play location equals mini boss location. And if open mini boss door is off. Okay. Okay, all right. So I think, yeah. So we don't need to rely on opened mini boss door anymore. What we need to do is cut that, put that there. We may come back and delete you, but I think that should make that work. If that's the case, then we're gonna delete it. But not until we've verified. Not that creating an else handler is that time consuming, but I don't know. It's nice to just put stuff back exactly where they were. Don't even have to worry about, am I getting it quite right? What is this? You're good to go. 13, 17, stand at 17. Yep. And 13, 20, stand at 20. Yeah. Door sealed. So if I leave, if I come back, the door sealed itself once again, but the room on the other side is dead quiet. Demon must have been the only thing inside. I'm now realizing the text we probably want to put here is probably should be related to the blood sacrifice. Yeah, probably. Instead of just being like, oh, the door is shut again. I mean, like, obviously we want to say that. So yeah, the door sealed itself again from the room on the other side. But the room on the other side is quiet. I don't know. I don't think my brain's going to be in the right spot to do any kind of dialogue writing, so just something like a blood sacrifice has been fulfilled. Yeah. Cool. And then over here. Was it over here? No. Monster dead. That's what we want. Blood sacrifice has been fulfilled. We may also need to take into account a couple other things there. Because here's the thing. If you were to just find the mini-boss room first, and you open up the door, and you fight the mini-boss, and you haven't come across the exit portal thing, it's not going to say that a blood sacrifice is required. And so at the end of it, if you kill the mini-boss without having seen that message, and it's like, the blood sacrifice has been made, you're going to be like, what the freak are you talking about? I think it should be fine. Probably. I don't know. Because yeah, if you come in here, you'll know, okay, you got self-blood sacrifice, or you can attune to the obelisk, seeing where it is, which you can then see. Well, you can't see because the chat's in the way, but you can then see where you're going. You get here, sweet. You open up the door. Here comes a monster, a horrible Cheeto-looking freaking monster. That was a very lucky draw. That was a good blackjack. I will definitely need to raise the monster's HP, but that's an eventually thing. That's neither here nor there. The door has been sealed. The door has sealed itself off again, but the room on the other side is dead quiet. Yada yada yada. A blood sacrifice has been fulfilled. Leave. Come back. Same messages. All right. Cool. There we go. Not too bad. Actually says I had to update my phone and it took forever. On the bright side, I'll be uploading my music to SoundCloud. Ooh, even better. I like it. Should be good. As many platforms as you can get the music on, would highly recommend. Highly recommend. Because yeah, I mean, the more places you've got it, the more eyes you'll have potentially seeing it, and yeah. Especially if you can find places that are more like specific to music. Like obviously YouTube is a great place for music. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're like uploading to an incorrect platform, but something like a SoundCloud where like there's a lot of people that I know that go to SoundCloud to find new music. Like, I was actually kind of blown away at how many people will, like, that's how they find new stuff to listen to. So, would be an absolutely fantastic way to go. Yep, if we come back over here, it is still active. And you can no longer do your own blood sacrifice. You can just go through the portal. Yeah, a very janky way. You can do it. You can do it. All right, there we go. That is the mini boss. Re-add mini in room. We're gonna say re-add mini boss in room. There we go. Done and done. Whew. Man. That was interesting. That was a good time. So what else do we have here? Powerful force can be felt emanating from the extinguished obelisk. Blood sacrifice may once again rekindle its teleportation abilities. So submits blood sacrifice. We already have that working. Ooh.
Since I'm super late, here's a bunch of smaller fun facts. Baby rabbits are called kits. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head. Avocados are a fruit, not a vegetable. And the Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller during the summer.
What? Why is the Eiffel Tower famous? Taller in the summer. The Eiffel Tower appears taller in the summer because of a phenomenon called thermal expansion. Okay, that makes way more sense now. He caused the iron structure of the tower to expand, making it slightly taller. The effect is noticeable during warmer months and is reversed in the colder months. Fellas, we all know how that goes. Does it say how much it expands, though? Eiffel Tower gets taller by up to 6 inches during the summer. Fellas, we don't all know that feeling. Extreme heat causes the metal of the base to expand, increasing the height of the 300-meter tall tower. It also causes the top of the tower to tilt away from the sun by up to 7 inches. Fellas, maybe some know that feeling. All right, well, that's exciting. That is good to know. Exciting stuff. Anyway, all right. Thank you for those fun facts. That was a good time. Attune to the obelisk, guide the player to the boss. We kind of have that working.
It being cold is canonically a valid excuse.
I use it all the time. Attune to the obelisk, guide to floor boss, north, south, east, west. So that's done, but it's not exactly how I originally intended it, but it is what it is. Sometimes limitations take you down a different path you never really thought of, and sometimes it's great. Other times you just kind of have to scrap it. This time I think it worked out. Not necessarily great, but it worked out. Didn't have to scrap it. After activating the obelisk, the player has the choice to go deeper into the tomb or return to town. Oh, that's true. That's true. We do still need to make it so you can actually go back to town, but you can't really go back to town because there's no town to go to. So we're going to have to get to that eventually. But I think that should be done. Yeah.
It gets bigger, I swear. I raised it from an egg. I've only had this chicken for a year. We'll eat well eventually.
Eventually. One of these days. Add randomly spawning. We'll just call this one the chalice. It'll probably eventually change to something else. But yeah, add randomly spawning chalice. Teleportation chalice. Randomly spawning teleportation chalice. 2. Yeah. Then in here is where we're going to actually put the rest of that stuff. There. Save. There we go. That randomly spawns now. Cool. Absolutely fantastic. Incredible. So, we are still going to be using the... What do we call it? It's just like the Yahtzee puzzle. We will be using that eventually for something. Eventually. Because yeah, well, I say something. It's going to be for the puzzles, for the traps. It'll be a trap puzzle to defuse the traps. See, that is how freaking tired I am. I say it's going to be used for something, even though I know what it's going to be used for. I'm like, something. It's going to be something. What that something is, who knows? All right. Well, I don't really know if there's anything else that I can think of right now that we're going to want to work on tonight. Yeah, it's like you can submit the blood sacrifice, you can attune to the obelisk, which will guide you to the mini-boss. There we go, and once you've done that, you've attuned to the obelisk. So if you were to leave and come back, you're still attuned. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Axel_Benedict just cheered a whopping 100 bits. I got a dip, Moon Man. 07 to you, and 07 to chat. By the way, when you got your accordion, did you check its reed to make sure it was set right?
I did not. I'll have to check that later. I'll see what I can find. Well, Axel, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And yeah, no worries at all. No worries at all. I actually think we're probably also going to dip on this live stream a little bit early as well. Because yeah, it's yeah. Anyway, yeah, Axel, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic evening, and we will see you on the next stream. Yeah. So anyway, I do think probably we're going to take off just because my brain is so scrambled, which I apologize for. It was just a crazy weekend. We had all sorts of stuff going on, and I'm just like, all right. Take me home, country road, to the bed where I belong. That is how I feel. That is one, I'm going to write that down really quick, though. When Mini Boss gets a Blackjack, I was about to, what's the word? I was going to, not hyphenate. I can't think of the word. When Mini Boss gets a Blackjack, it doesn't wait long enough, so it doesn't show, oh my gosh, it doesn't show the total draw value for attacking. I do want to fix that, because yeah, right now, you want to have just that slight tiny bit of a wait to the point where it will, like, the player can see it and be like, oh, that's what's happening. That's why I lost. They got a blackjack. So yeah. I am just so good at blackjack. Because yeah, as you can see that, oh my gosh, 2 blackjacks in a row. I don't know what the freak that was. 3 blackjacks in a row. There is no way. Okay, that was nuts. This dude's cheating. I'm calling it now. Oh my gosh. There we go. Beat my 21. That's what I thought. You're not gonna. Okay, the door sealed itself again, but the room on the other side seems quiet. The demon must have been the only thing inside. A blood sacrifice has been fulfilled. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. You leave, come back. Can't really do anything. Can't click on anything. This is kind of how we want it. So, good times. All right. So yeah, so we'll fix that bug eventually to where, you know, with the whole drawing thing. But yeah, and then you're able to go through the portal. We'll eventually add some kind of animation there. And then when you go through the portal, there are more things we're going to add. Actually, I can't remember if I have a thing in here. Waypoint, let's see, new battle mechanics. We'll get into that one eventually. Save point randomly spawns, we do want that. Okay, so I haven't added it. But here's a little sneak peek of something that I want to add. Add power up / debuff cards when regressing floors. Yeah, sure. So basically what I want to have happen. What? You cheered just a random 5 bits. No message. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. Small but rock solid says, sup, how often do you work on your RPG Maker project per week? Well, 3 times a week.
I forgot the words. Anyway, country roads, take me there, to a fun little place that don't have stairs. They suck. My legs wind up dying by the top floor.
The freak? How much have you had to drink tonight? I'm like rereading the lyrics and they're still not making sense to me. But I like it.
Yes.
Yes. I like it. Axel. You need sleep. Anyway, yeah. So to answer your question though, small but rock solid. Yes. So it's about 3 days a week. So I basically, for the most part, don't work on this outside of the streams. And so, you know, stream 3 days a week, and that's about all I ever work on this. So it is a very slow process because of that. Definitely would be making a lot more progress if I had more time outside of this, but about all I got.
I don't need sleep, I need answers. Answers to why my hands are hands.
No, actually, you need sleep. Maybe a little bit less alcohol too. Anyway, don't we all need sleep? Autumn __, you are 100% correct. We all need sleep. So anyway, I'm just gonna finish with this, and then we're gonna call it. Then we're gonna call it there. But so yeah, so basically the idea is when you go from room to room. Let me just pull this up really quick. We'll just, I don't know, 100 by 100. Nothing that crazy. I also just realized let's also do like width of, I don't know, 200. Yeah, that's closer to 16 by 9-ish. So yeah, general idea, once I can get this freaking thing going, is when you go to the next floor, you will be given an option. I'm still trying to set exactly what, but it'll be like, you have an option between like 3 cards you'll be able to draw. And each one of these 3 cards will have a different buff and a debuff. So like, say for example, like if you picked this one may add, you know, plus, I don't know, 5% to your max HP. But
sleep time. Honk shoo honk shoo honk shoo honk shoo.
Have a good night, Axel. I appreciate that. So it'll add like +5 to your HP, but it will subtract, I don't know, 10% to your attack. I could do this in that space. But yeah, so there will be these cards that you'll be able to collect, and I'm trying to decide. We may do deck building with these cards. So not necessarily the cards that you're playing Blackjack with, because it's like, those are just face cards. Like, yes, we've talked about maybe potentially doing deck building with those, but I think maybe what we might do is potentially you'll have these buff debuff cards that you'll be able to take into the dungeon with you, but then they will activate. You'll get to choose one at a time to activate as you go from floor to floor. Maybe, or it'll just choose them randomly. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking is as you go from floor to floor, it'll kind of like mix things up a little bit and hopefully keep things feeling a little bit more fresh. So you can have your buffs and your debuffs. And yeah, that's the hope anyway. We'll see. I still need to flesh it out a little bit more. So, which probably a lot of that will happen on stream. Some of it off stream, maybe just as I'm thinking about stuff. But yeah, so, so let's just do an example here. It'll be like plus 5% to HP minus, I'll just say 5% to ATK. So yeah, that would be the example of the kind of card, like the buff debuff card you get. Anyway, so hopefully that would make it a little bit more fun and exciting and an engaging feeling. Maybe. That could be a mechanic that we may add relatively soon. But yeah, I think at this point, we probably need to start actually working on the town. Because as of right now, it's when you can get all the way from one end to the other, you can activate the sigils, you can fight the mini-boss, and yeah. So at this point, yeah, I think it is just getting to the town. Oh, actually, one more thing that I want to jot down, because I haven't yet. Figure out a way to add icons to the map. Yeah. The reason why I say figure out is because we don't have many image layers left to work with. Like, hardly any at all. We will not actually be able to, like if we were to explore all 40 rooms here on the map, we would not be able to also then show 40 more icons on top of that. Because that would be 80 image layers, and we do not have 80 image layers to work with just for the minimap. So we're gonna have to figure out something. I have thought of some things, and they just weren't working exactly how I was hoping. Mostly just because it's an older version of a plugin that I'm using. I haven't checked to see if it works in MZ, but yeah, I did try to use the HUD Maker plugin to try and get things to work. But again, like it's an older version, and so like all of the features that are in the current version are not in this version. So yeah, the hope was to be able to like show an image, but then I realized I was like, okay, well, there's potentially 60 rooms, so I would need to show 60 HUD elements per type of icon that I needed to show, and the icons that we would be showing would be things like the mini bosses, the monsters, and items. And also the exits. And I think that's it. So yeah, so mini bosses, monsters, items, and exits. So, you know, you do the math. 4 times 60. A lot. It's a lot. So anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll get something worked out eventually. One of these days. It'll all work out. Anyway, well, I think we're probably gonna call it there. Because again, my brain is not firing on all cylinders. If you haven't been able to tell, it's getting there. It is getting there. So, anywho, Autumn__ says, I suppose I'll pop off here now as well. See you Tuesday. Oh, I am so sorry. I did not see your message for like 4 minutes. I apologize. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And yeah, we'll definitely see you Tuesday. Small Rock Solid says, Joker cards with different effects. Nah, that would be too Balatro. Well, yeah. And here's the thing is like, there's a lot of elements with this game, I'm sure already that you could correlate with Balatro. So I'm like, as long as it's not a 1-for-1, I'm like, that's all I care about. But yeah, so something like that. So yeah, so the buffs, debuffs, not necessarily Jokers, but like just different cards in general So yeah, that's why I'm trying to not go, I wouldn't go for jokers, but it would be something like that. And that's where I'm kind of also on the fence of like, do we do the deck building, or is it just random cards that you would pick over time? Insta-kill a mini-boss, debuff, you also die. Terrifying. Or do like a 50-50 chance. Be like a 50-50 chance to insta-kill the mini-boss. But then you also have, if the mini-boss is killed with this buff, you then have a 50-50 chance. Do a dice roll, d20. You roll above a 10, then it kills the monster, and if you roll below a 10, it kills you. Kind of fun. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll get there, but I appreciate everybody being here. It's been an absolutely fantastic and really fun stream. I feel like... Wait, did I miss anything? Okay, never mind. All right. Just making sure that I didn't miss anything over on YouTube. Yeah. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm ever ignoring them, so hopefully no one ever feels like that. But anyway, hope you all have an absolutely fantastic evening. I'll see you all on the Tuesday stream. Hopefully I'll see you there. And if not, I'll be sad. I'll be very sad. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Don't make me sad. Be here on Tuesday, and I'll see you all then. So take care, good luck, and good luck with the beginning of your weeks. Unless, of course, you're already in your week. And good luck with the rest of it until then. Let me go now. Goodbye.